Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever on the day of the world. This is Mohammed Shillon coming to you from the great state of North Carolina. With me, today is Sunday, April 7th, 2024. With me is Mr. Jallo Jamborea, who needs no introduction because we know us here in the various forums. And then Ms. Fadima Savage, uh, who self no need no introduction to, or no need no introduction to now because na co-host of this show as well as previous shows there now VOS. So now we the try to do part two of what we talked about last week, because last week we had to do with the Kush issue and the spread of Kush, and which some of we call epidemic of Kush. And we look, there were several issues, several aspects, or several directions we were coming from. One, and a matter of just public health with respect to the widespread of Kush. Two, the issue of the international adverse effects, where the use of Kush in Sierra Leone and the exporting of Kush was bringing to the reputation of Sierra Leone. And then we were talking about the violation of civil and human and constitutional rights of people, some of whom may have used Kush, some of whom I will be selling. And then, but we should say most of the people who were being arrested, and God alone knows because we don't know about treatment, but people were being arrested, and some of the people that wouldn't say then are victims of Kush would just seek burials of these people. Meaning these people hadn't died. So we don't know whether they died during treatment, if they were being treated. But so there are many ways you can come at the Kush business. So we'll do a part two today on this very issue, and we know say shortly after that, I think on the 4th of this April, the President Bio, give a speech on that issue there. And so that also is another aspect that we will be discussing in the overall scheme of things. So we hope one will listen and then participate by way of sending in comments, questions, analysis, whatever form one choose for making your own contribution and participation. Also, when I know say usually there are certain announcements, just standard announcements we can make on the show with respect to how for reach with, since this show is a live show and it's interactive. So people in the different part of the world, so we can try to make things easy for them if they, in case they want to participate in the show itself. Now, we know say if you call from North America, which consists of the United States, Mexico, and Canada, you can call on a toll-free number, which is 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. If you call them from the United Kingdom, they also have a local number. So calling in would be to no expense, or at no expense to you, the caller. You can call +44 2080 891455. +44 2080 891455. If you're calling from Australia, for call at no expense to you, you can call from +61 2909 84337. +61 2909 84337. And of course, the universal free line, regardless of whether you're calling from North America, United Kingdom, Australia, Sierra Leone, any other part of the world, you can call on the WhatsApp line. And unfortunately, I think when we were dealing with the WhatsApp line wasn't working too well for we last week. So a lot of callers were not able for C or Yeri answers to the call. But if you call on the WhatsApp line, which is 1-343-997-5828, 1-343-997-5828. That is universal. You can call from anywhere, and it costs you nothing. And then last but not least, we do have a radio station in Freetown that is you can tune it to for listening to some of we broadcasting. That are 91.9 FM, 91.9 FM. In addition to that, we're being carried on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, so I can watch we and then send in the comments. With that said, let me pass on over to my co-host, Mr. Jalo Jamboria and Mr. Fadima Savage. And like I said, they don't need any introduction, but they're going to introduce themselves and then we can take it from there. Mr. Jamboria, you want to go ahead?
Ladies first, sir.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ladies first, thank you. But yeah, this is 2024. So still, I know you're a gentleman, but I mean, yeah, me people una do una kushe una kabo. When I know say last week and before that, we in a VOS, we don't put a voice on Kush. And we can't talk. Last week we do a program on Kush. And this week we continue the part 2 of this program. Because if we see today and say the way forward, waiting at the way forward. Now we don't hear the president don't declare a state of emergency, health emergency, and we don't see Boku arrested, so they can't go much than they want know, on our own take, on our own way, what on feel say, on our own idea, what on feel say. We need for move the country forward because until we know say one person not able, we know say the government get responsibility, but we as citizens have get responsibility. Waiting at the way forward, how we go able for help, how we go able for put remote day, and how for win this war against Kush because we see the young people them they perish before we die. The young people them boku uneducated. Young people them boku get mental health problem. They a street and they on drugs. They hooked up on drugs. And Kush, like what they say, that the most popular drugs where they kill. It's a matter of time that when you're on Kush, you're gonna die. And the future of Sierra Leone is at stake. So I pass on to you, sir, Mr. Jalo Jamboria. Let you say tell fam what they do.
Well, fumble them on a good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you there on Mother Earth. We don't come back today for come talk about some of the burning issues them will get in our country and maybe attempt for ask why then they happen and possibly give we own small fulumunku sense as to what in for do. Because we cannot be talking. We for begin look at what you go do for make some of them things they are solved. We go do we best today for make we begin help run. Over to you, sir, Mr. Shillon.
All right, sir. Thank you very much again. All right. So let me take off where we left off. And that was last week we talked about the devastating effect of Kush. And but we want to include public policy in the discussion now. And then we also want to deal with the risk of public health with respect to this Kush. But policy, you cannot stop the spread of Kush in the country without public policy, effective public policy. So, with some of us, what thing we try for advocate is what will anyone say for help for solve the problem, and they would get different perspective from different people with respect to. We know some of the problems, but one for know which in the way for go about solving it, and there may not be one particular way. And we not think say government by itself get the monopoly of ideas or on ideas as to how to solve the Kush problem. Last week we beget Mr. Lansana Sako,
Lansana.
Lansana Sako, who is a clinical psychologist, I understand, that we thought will have had some solution. Then Ms. Fadima, whom we have today as a co-host, also seem forget some degree of knowledge with respect to, at the very least, suggest some solution to the problem. Then we also want to discuss the overall uh, government policy as to how we go about, well, comprehensively, Kush or no Kush, governance in general. How do we go about for prevent some of them occurrences there for happen? So now Mr. Jamboria and I are waiting at the show. He say we for tackle some of them problems here from on an institutional basis, not on a personality base. But that may be so, but we will be like for you, Mr. Jamboria, in your view, whether institutional based solution is the answer, and if so, how do we go about taking care of that, as opposed to waiting at the repeated uh, occurrence or effect of what we complain about. So I would like to, okay, let me go first with Miss Fadima. Miss Fadima, last week we talked about Mr. Sako was talking about treatment, and can you just elaborate on that for we in terms of
Um,
how do we go about getting this Kush business off the street, or people off the street who have become dependent on it? So just tell me from your
well,
perspective.
yes, sir. And after what we talked last week, Sunday, we didn't we talk on that. We see Monday, then get a town hall meeting. And a town hall meeting where they say they don't get a task force together where they help for combat this crime. Because we know say when you day on drugs, it becomes a mental issue. And mental issue where we know they take serious person tell you waka, you pull you close na treat or where they call people. Sometimes there are scars that we know they see we make people then they turn to drugs situation then they many things and they when are the effects there where they make people then turn to drugs and begin take drugs or become addicted to substance abuse. And we read and say they don't get a center where they say they get how many beds then whether they prepare the next batch, the first batch of people are getting ready to go in there soon. We see with developing partner and they themselves they give an idea and then sense. We hear people them all man they talk and we hear prominent journalists we say and one other baba we then call the friends of the dead. One other man we say let we left for talk this boku talk now action we want see. Me always believe say it's better late than never. I believe that. In as much as there has been wrongs and mistakes that have been made in the past, how do we fix it? We cannot keep beating the past if we not fix it today for let a better tomorrow come. So what is the way forward? And then the next day, I read the president come out, or 1 or 2 days later, one day later, I read the president come out. He say, it don't declare, instead don't join inside the where we all Sierra Leone be the ask say, where we president not a talk. And we tell them last week again at this show say that when you don't speak, they show care. They show like you care for the people. They show these people are hurting. These people have problems. These are your citizens. Where's the Ministry of Health? Where's the Ministry of Social Service? Where are the Interior Minister of where they for make the security of the country? Where are those people? It's not only about title. It's about what una they do una sit down at the job. Because una for be able for try for tackle this problem. We don't sit down, we don't make it all reach to this point. So now with the try for fan with them, how would they make them? And me believe in rehab. And me believe say, I believe again say, with problem na Sierra Leone, when from after that war, it's a different Sierra Leone and a different people I know. A lot of these people, they not go into rehab after the trauma, after the PTSD. They never got help. Some people able to deal with them, some people not able to cope. Then people then the lost and forgotten generations of that 11 years war, they don't become big man and big woman. They don't born picking. They are broken themselves. Some of them picking and their mama, they're not able to control them because they're not able to provide for themselves. They're not able for it. How do we get them people here for heal? Because the country, to me, a lot of people are broken. We get a lot of mental health. We need to spend more money on institutions. We get for build with institutions like President Obama say, for build the institution them, for when they let them go able for work. We get for begin all people they accountable. Because these people are not accountable for what they do. And then we see the police go on this rampage and he talk on how then this wonderful lady what calling name Admire Bio, when in name then everybody not when are the niece of the president, we hear the police say they don't go raiding us and pull a press conference that they don't go raiding us for look for drugs, but they not find nothing. We are in a social media again, where social media then they say, oh, it don't get heads up, it don't do this, it don't do that, okay. And me say, okay, let me say 50-50. Now in do or not to Indo because this all now allegation. We not see tangible evidence. People then they allegate, then they say the one that whether they do the business, then they call their name, then they call themselves, then they congosa themselves. And me say one day there's gonna be somebody among them. If Admire Bio in Andepa drugs, she will not go on from the law for a minute. But when God they arrest the right person, then call on conscience. Mr. Shilon, you know of cases where people then can go jail, they say they don't want to be rats. But later on, they will come out and say, this is the evidence, and blah, 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 blah. Look at the evidence. Where the person, when they do the crime all the time, go get for go. So if in they drugs, if he and they drugs, yes, maybe they might not catch her right now because maybe he get influence. We don't know. It can be true. It can be lie. But the president say for fight and combat the drugs. We see the police don't go there. Then the question be, is it just they're doing it for show or are they genuine about the fight? And we see again, Yankuba Bio, Wedena Wataki, don't go na parliament. And I think if the technical thing will play down there, it's a tweet from Lamanaba that he is saying there are so many cases that when they don't catch na Wataki, where they're at the court, where the court not even call them yet for go to trial. We hear again, we Sister Zainab tight corner. He interviewed one of the guys that are all on the two container where they say they seize na Wataki, where drugs they inside, drugs they inside, motoka kush things and they inside it. We hear where Zainab interviewed the guy where the guy say he called certain people the name. So do we trust like Mr. Jalo Jamboya said, do we trust? Because government is about, do we trust that people that we put say they will do the right thing? That is the question. How do we move forward? How do we gain that trust? But mental health, me people then a serious thing, just like I go get cancer, just like I go get diabetes. If we not fix the mental problem, it catch up we and in the catch up so we begin then a treat, they're homeless, nothing, not there for do, hopelessness. There's nothing, there's no coping, there's no love, nobody to care. So they're gonna be in the street and waiting and they turn to substance for numb them pain. And waiting they don't realize and waiting they don't know say when they take that substance and then for a moment it go give them the ecstasy, it go give them that feeling there for that moment there. But after the wear out, the thing don't wear out, then the problem faces them. They don't know how to solve it. They keep going for more. The brain wants more. Like I said last week, it alters the brain. It changes the chemistry of the brain. The brain keep wanting more because that's the way it try for cope. Now coping mechanism for them. That's how they become addicted. How do we then cope? We need institutions. And la not talk bokuye la pass on to me. Mr. Shilon back. Let we continue now give the other panelists then a chance. Then I will come back again for add more to what I say.
Okay, now the little I know about Kush so far that I've been learning from just listening to others and the little I don't read and the little from the panelists. I know say Kush is very, 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 very highly addictive. I understand. And that all it takes is one use, not a repeated use of the substance, and then you become hooked or dependent on it. And then once you become dependent on it, it becomes irresistible, not for continue using it. But unlike cocaine and some other drugs, then the effects look for be very rapid and destructive because they only create mental health problem for you, the individual who the user. It also creates additional medical problems. Because you say people who they use Kush, they get all kinds of organ failures as a result of Kush. So it's a very serious problem, and I think we need some public education, even to the ordinary person, and we need some public service announcements on the radios, on TV, with respect to how it can ravish the human body if you try to use them. Because unlike cocaine and some other drugs that we know, with repeated use and overuse or usage of them, and then I can create some, then they create dependency and then serious illness. Kush, we understand, gets immediate effect of intoxication, that's one, immediate effect of dependency, and then in addition to that, immediate effect on your mental and physical status. So I've been searching for that doctor who will be get on this show before, but I will go for talk to producer and see if we'll be able to come up with your name again. So next we will try for get him on this issue. And one of the reasons why we don't want for just talk about this Kush business and let it go, because it would all get even some of we audience that here we say that just talking about an issue of this significance just one time and never go back to around, it's not helpful. That we should maintain consistency, maybe not daily dealing with it, but we therefore put on at the front burner. So every now and then, particularly we all agree, say this is a major issue, will get detrimental effect to to people and the country. So that we therefore focus on what would they address the issue. Like people like me, and only we deal with the Kush issue at the expense of people in constitutional rights, then civil rights, and the human rights, because we are seeing some of that, particularly with respect to which in the and that also can go fall into this place about building of institutions, because now the vice president come and we can't take back what he say. He say they will take away every constitutional right, every civil right, every human right from people, and will make sure, say, the government interferes with the judicial process as to deprive and prevent people from getting, if they accuse you of violating the law with respect to the distribution or the use of Kush, the vice president say you will not have due process. You are going to be treated as if you're guilty before proven innocent. Well, all that draconian policy there, we'll therefore challenge that. If we want to build institutions, we'll therefore follow the rules. May not believe, say, government, because you're not president, because you're not vice president, the law not apply to you, that you for operate on one track of laws. That track depends on your pronouncement, your declaration. So then the rest of the people should operate on another track of laws, because it looks like currently in Sierra Leone, the government seems to think they don't get for obey laws. What necessary they make? That the laws are for just the ordinary Joe Blow, the ordinary persons like me. The vice president can come and say things, and without even ministers them, where they openly threatening, killing, using the word kill. We go kill people we not share with you in so many words. Ministers, and then you wonder if this is what the democracy we want for our country. They're taking away the judicial process completely out of the equation and just try to say, if people act in a way we will not like, we will kill you openly. And these are government officials, they're not just the ordinary person on the streets. So, talking about institutions, so are the institutions there to safeguard the rights and freedom and property of people, or the institutions are there as instrumentality, like how would you see in the country where a government officials can just order for go bulldoze somebody also in business establishment, and that takes place. So these are some of the things that I will hope. These are some of the subtext of this Kush usage. Where does government stand? And then, of course, the disappointing part is that the government will for really take the necessary steps for preventing it from happening. Government is being implicated into the process of having a Kush on the street. So again, going back to the institution issue, I would like to see how Mr. Jamboria, or I would like to for Mr. Jamboria for giving you perspective of this whole Kush business and its effect on the society, and how do we prevent it, and how do we implement policies for make sure say we'll get some movement forward, not backwards. So, Mr. Jamboria, I just I don't say I don't overload the plate, but you pick and address which issue, but all that we want the center view, or the view, the main point from this whole discussion. Now, how Kush, though they affect government policy, how Kush they affect with civil rights, how Kush they create health hazard, and so on. So please just give us your own perspective on the Kush issue.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. My own perspective about Kush is not about how it affect we. I think if we want to solve the problem of Kush, we for begin ask, why Kush? What caused Kush? How do we address what causes Kush? Drugs, crime, now products of inefficiency in a system. When a system is efficient, people use drugs, but not those dangerous drugs. Then get what they call psychedelic drugs, where people learn the use. That has always been with the human race. Okay? Even this tobacco, cigarette where they smoke, now a psychedelic drug. Alcohol where they take, now a psychedelic drug. But when people go to extreme drugs, they tell you, say, the system outside the people, then they use them, the social group where they use that drug, then they live in a system that is dysfunctional. What in they cause a dysfunctional system? These are the questions that we'll need for begin look at and find the answer. Last week, Mr. Sako did a very professional talk where I even comment on about what for do for contain this epidemic. But the point is, do we have a system that can provide what Mr. Sako has spoken about? We don't. We for begin for be honest with ourselves in Sierra Leone. Governance get for be proactive. That is We say prevention is better than cure. How do you prevent a society from deteriorating? What do you do to prevent a society from deteriorating? Because it is when society deteriorates that people go into drugs. Now, frustration and lack of hope, they lead a lot of people to drugs. Somebody will get something for do, will get hope. They just grab, go sit down, they take drugs. Anywhere in the world, I go challenge anybody for prove me wrong. If you see people and they take drugs, and drugs where they destroy them, now frustration and lack of hope. And of course, another factor play into this use of drugs in Sierra Leone today. Fadima mentioned the inability of Sierra Leone to deal with post-war trauma after the end of the war in 2001. And she rightly say the young children of 2001 are then are the young adults now. And I go say it without regret that 90% of the Sierra Leoneans who witnessed that war, including me talking, we are highly traumatized. I may have been fortunate to have received trauma healing when I came to Norway. Okay? I have been fortunate. But for most of the other people, they did not receive trauma healing. All the monies they were then sent for rehabilitation, then shape them into NGOs. Are they kona krida tende? Are they bobo NGO bokuna frito now? All manga NGO. And it was true. Between 2002 and 2006, we had over 800 NGOs, local NGOs. They used those institutions to launder the rehabilitation funds. They not do any structured use of the money for create centers, then get psychologists or psychiatrists them, we go talk to people and bring them back to normalcy. The government of Norway spent over $100,000 on me over a period of 1 year. Okay? We do that in Sierra Leone? No. So what do we see from that term? Rape, murder, drug addiction, then lack of respect for order. Because the people who created the war taught those people to be disorderly. Then tell them, say, operation, pay yourself, and such things. Now, this is what is affecting society. And what it make and worse, we will not look at most times. With a point this Kush at certain political figures, we are not, therefore say they involved or they're not involved until they are proven not to be involved. But with a point to them people and they're forgetting the fact that this is a situation of people living in Europe exporting the chemicals to Sierra Leone. And who are these people exporting those chemicals? You may want to know. It is those Sierra Leoneans who came to the diaspora during the war. Those who passed through the desert to come to Europe. Traumatized as they are looking for quick benefits. Everybody want for go Bilos and buy Labongini for bluff na Freeton. Let them call and JC. They go Freeton na Okada they ride. Because I don't have to impress anybody. But with them, the trauma. Make them feel say, yes, we are. And to now be so not the better will go better. Listen to the Sierra Leonean musicians sing.
That's it. That's it.
That's what you hear. If you want to solve the problems in Sierra Leone, look at the root. And the root cause of it is, since we got independence, or even before independence, we have had an autocratic system and we keep lying to ourselves that we have democracy. We don't have democracy. Democracy is not about how many political parties you have. It's about how open a system is to accommodate everybody and ensure that institutions work, policies are implemented, and everybody contributes towards building the wealth of the nation. In Sierra Leone and in most parts of Africa, the wealth of the nation is in the hands of few. And the rest out there, they get frustrated. So drugs take over. Rogue institutions come in. How do we stop this? If we want to stop this, we have to go back to the drawing board and begin to look at how we can begin to build institutions, how we can begin to allow systems to operate, and above all, who owns the sovereignty of the state? Is it the man at State House or is it the people of the country? When we address these issues and begin to be liberal in our governance and stop being reactive, waiting for something to happen, then we begin to cry to the high heavens. I think we'll be able to contain. Kush should not have been a problem in Sierra Leone if we had an organized society. It should not have been a problem in Sierra Leone if there was a proactive system in place. The last regime was not the best example or cannot be the best example. But when Ebola came, there was a proactive approach from 2014 to 2015 November. This thing ravaged Sierra Leone. 8,000 and more people were infected. 3,000 died, but it was contained. Kush has been in Sierra Leone since Jesus was a boy. It started with Pampas. Now it has graduated into Kush. Who knows? Next, it will go to another level. Because as far as I see, everything that is being done now is lip service, reactive lip service. And when a government is reactive, it shows high level of inefficiency and dysfunctionality in the governance system. You know the way we
Mr.
picking
Gano,
in a road for die,
I
now
want to
they tell you
ask
they go
one
call doctor.
question.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma.
let me just interject for you. Beautifully.
Come on, ma. Come on. I think she's frozen, eh?
That's when he will ask the question.
Yes,
Yeah,
come
I don't
on,
know what
come on.
happened.
Okay,
I
go
don't know
ahead.
what happened.
Again.
I just want to ask you a
Right.
question because you say the trust, the people them na lip service. So are you not having hope that this group where they don't
It's not
form?
about hope, Fadima.
Uh,
No,
It's
no,
not about hope. I don't hope for a government not to do well. A government
yeah,
is elected to do well.
yeah. But I'm just saying, don't we
I
have
don't hope
hope
for
when
a government not to do well. But when
we
a government believes that they have to decide what has to be done and when it should be done, then I have reason to question it. Especially
yeah, they
so
should
when
have.
chapter 2 of the Constitution, I want Mr.
Cargo.
We technical man for put that on. Chapter 2 of the Constitution is very clear about governance and who owns power in Sierra Leone. We government,
But if
Yeah,
we
power
governors
belongs.
and begin understand, say, they are working on the interests and on behalf of the people. Because chapter 2, on the fundamental policies, principles of state policy, is clear, very clear. Let me just take my time and read it, please. It says, all organs of government and all authorities and persons exercising legislative, executive, or judicial powers shall conform to, observe, and apply the provisions of this chapter. Number 5.1. The Republic of Sierra Leone shall be a state based on the principles of freedom, democracy, and justice. Subsection 2. It is accordingly declared that sovereignty belongs to the people of
To the
Sierra Leone,
people.
from whom
Yes, sir.
government, through this constitution, derives all its power, authority, and legitimacy. I will stop on the first. We don't have to beg government to do what
No,
they have.
we're not begging. We're not begging them. We have the rights as people. That's why we sit down here they talk, because we know we rights. Some of the Sierra Leoneans don't know their rights. Some of the Sierra
Because they
Leoneans
don't
then they
find out.
afraid for speak their right. So
They
we
don't
with it.
find out. That's the reason.
Yes, that's why you talk about they have to teach them. That's why you talk about we get for London. That's why we talk about, that's why we are here to bring awareness to the people. Say we're not a big government, not then job them for do, because that's why we put them in there for let them do the
When
job
they are
of the people.
elected to do not
Yes,
to do bad.
yes, not to do bad. But again, like I say, then don't do bad. Now going forward, they don't put this thing in place, and we all they wish for let it work, and we all they hold they accountable, but then get for put the right people with the right mind in there, and that is one of our problems in Sierra Leone, that we don't put the people them we're able to do the job. You talk about the NGOs for the rehabilitating the people after the war, the post-traumatic stress disorder, all the trauma that they went through, all these child soldiers, they're out there. They're among us. They are the ones misbehaving, even
And the
overseas.
diaspora.
Now that caliber, now that generation, and when they come overseas, they don't know how to behave because they're traumatized too. They're not getting the help. They're not going for the help. They're not getting it. They were not given the help. But at the same time, we don't become aware, we have to speak and continue for speak to government, that government puts the right people in the right place, because they squander the money. NGO come, what did the NGOs do? They all got rich, they all built houses. That's what their money goes for. They want to show when I be saying another better look me now, like you rightfully say that, and I agree with that, that these are the problems, because we keep putting the wrong people in the wrong place. We keep giving people, because now we party, now we family, and we give them that are not doing the job of the people. And it's the right of the people that they don't know it is the right of the people. We don't know say now we right for them. I'm saying no, I demand better. This is substandard. They don't know that. We don't teach our children in school. We don't teach. We got broken homes. We got so much long term when me and you they go. It took a village to raise a child. It took because me not been possible gets on me kind of day. I afraid for misbehaving at kids, because then they go beat me back in the house. The neighbor go hold me and back, he go tell me mama back, I get double punishment. But now those were the times children were children. Children could be children. Those were the times we did our die skipping rope, jump rope, people and they play deal, people and they play that one shilling ball. Picking then the picky children were being children. Now the children, they're not be children. After that war, they were not children anymore. Everybody's forced to grow. So much responsibility. It's not conducive, the environment, for breed healthy nation. Our nation is broken and we are hurting as a nation. We're picking and they hurt. Go see
You want to hear why?
Yes.
You want to hear why?
Yes,
because
sir,
when we begin to we step through now, only we go get this thing correct.
Okay.
By the grace of God, tomorrow I'm going to be 69.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you. In my 69 years, in my own little way, I have said what I have to say. I have given my service to my country. I left my country in 1998, a broken man, on the 2nd of June. Because we have a class of Sierra Leoneans, the intellectual class, who converted themselves into the Neocolonialists. Why? Because we never had democracy introduced to us as a principle. Now, this is the mistake what they make, and with a lie to ourselves, say we had never been democratic in Sierra Leone. When the first elections were conducted in 1953-54, the government will be formed, where Milton be head. Now be a one-party
You mean
state.
63?
I be a de
You
facto
mean
one-party
6?
state.
Yeah. You mean
53, 54.
1963? Yeah, 63. You mean you
53,
said
54, Fadima.
okay, 53. Okay.
The first government formed in Sierra Leone before independence was
Oh,
in
before independence.
1953,
Okay.
54.
Okay,
Sam
before
Hilton
independence.
Magai
Okay.
was appointed as chief minister, Shaka Stevens as lands, mines, and labor. I don't remember. There have been 4 ministries been there. What happened at that time was the SLPP took over as the only party. Up to 1961, we get independence, we were a de facto one-party state. So the culture of one-party mentality, 90 per we. Don't begin say this now. And when you make one-party
Mm-hmm.
mentality, you combine that with that chieftaincy culture, you put somebody in a state house, they feel say what he say nine for be the last word. Nobody know for talk. Now that make a court the constitution, say sovereignty belongs to the people.
That's
We
true.
leaders then begin, not only SLPP don't do them, APC they do them when then they in power.
Mm-hmm.
That our winners take all mentality. Now make we country stuck in the woods. Now make we country, we get all the best policies you can have, but none of them is being implemented. Because when you go to civil servant, they tell you say minister not say it. So minister in duty for say. Minister in duty now for supervise and ensure say the policies are properly implemented. So head of state in business for can make statement about Kush. Now in business for make sure say the health centers and everything they function properly. We get enough psychiatrists them in Sierra Leone. We get enough centers and relief systems in place, which we don't have. Now make us say all what they do now na lip service. Now me say Mohammed Boijalo Jamboria. I take responsibility
Because
for that. Now
I
lip
get it.
service.
I get it, sir, because that's the pattern we don't used to. Lip service, then go can then talk for call we art, or then go can then talk for whatever. But I am still hopeful. Why I'm still hopeful?
I
Because
not
there
say
are
I'm
these
not hopeful,
people.
Padima.
No, no,
No,
I'm
I
just
am very
no,
saying.
no.
hopeful. If I'm not
Yeah, yeah.
hopeful, I they shut up. Wait
Yes,
till
sir.
they
Yes,
talk
sir.
so I hope make they
Yeah,
talk.
yes, sir. But yeah, but because we should be hopeful, we should be hopeful, and I'm glad we are. We should be hopeful. That's why we're here. We not a give up because me later uncle Tony Rogers he can come. He come on college. He come on Saturdays. He come. Me granny don't cook. He can't eat. He can say then talk. But
Tony
one
Rogers will
problem.
be in the Ministry of Education.
Yes, sir.
Short Tony will be in the Black Hall Road.
Yes,
I
sir.
shall be corner. I'm a
Now,
best
yes, sir.
friend you they talk
And
about.
and then they go he come back. He say the struggle
May
continues
soul rest
unabated.
in peace.
The struggle continues without an end. It don't tell why they either talk they from women are small picking that the struggle continues unabated. But we are hopeful. Me put that one. They say we are hopeful. That's why we're sitting here. We are hopeful because we get a bunch of us that are lost, that need help for let them come out outside and day. And the voices of us that are aware with no biases, with no fear for call through to power, we're there to help dig these people out. Because like I say, the time they will go up, there was middle class, there was business, there was thing, the community was together.
Yeah, yeah.
But with all this kind of environment, how will these people get out of Kush when there is no hope for them? They don't see a light. They don't have a future. They don't see no future. They don't have no love. Nobody cares. So they're just going to live day by day. After the war, it's like people just
Yeah,
live day by day. A whole bunch of them
yeah.
have that idea and that mentality then at the end. Because they're broken, they're battered. Nobody wins in a war. Nobody. And these are the remnants of the Lord. These are the remnants of broken institutions. These are the remnants where them for don't catch long term, where them for don't do, but nobody they do nothing because they don't care about themselves. All they care about is their status and waiting and they eat and out and they do. And it is a
I will
sad,
take
it's
it
very
one
sad.
step, Fadima.
Yes,
I
sir.
will take it one step. And I'm saying it without malice. A greater percentage of the young people now, where they pass around with education, where they in with public service, they are so traumatized that when you listen to them, you don't understand what they are saying. It's all about me, my ego, me, my ego. Because that's what trauma does to people. The only way you can protect yourself when you're traumatized is thinking about you, how great you
Yeah, the
are.
I, the self. Yes, sir.
I've
The
been there.
I, the self.
It's something I suffered. So I know what it means. And when
Okay.
I'm talking deep from my heart. If we want Sierra Leone to change, we have to begin to be proactive. And for us to be proactive, the governors who are given legitimacy and who owe that obligation to the electorate, to the people, have to begin to respect the fact that they are working for the people, on behalf of the people, and by the people. Because
I
that's
agree.
democracy. Democracy is not about many political parties. It's about the ability to create a system that will work for the people, be
Yes,
responsive
sir.
to the people, and be participated in by the people. If you don't have that kind of system, it means there is no trust in the system. The governors don't trust those that govern, and the people who are governed don't trust the people that govern them. When you look at Julius Maada, he has a whole mile of bodyguards. The Prime Minister of Norway walks into a boutique and everybody say, hey, go to Bramedeg? And he say, yeah. They walk by foot because there is trust. We have in the Constitution that we should build unity, freedom, and justice. These
Justice.
cannot
Yes,
operate when trust is not available. And why
that's
don't
true.
we have trust in Sierra Leone? It's because a good number of us are traumatized. So if we want to create a system in Sierra Leone again, let us go back and begin to de-traumatize ourselves. And for
Yeah, we
that
have to
to
heal.
happen, the people of Sierra Leone as a nation should actively come down and say, okay, now let can make care for we self. Let make care for
Yeah,
we all.
yeah, yeah.
Rather than we they
I
call
agree.
peace conference for political issues, let us begin to call conferences where we will discuss how do we make this place a better place for all of us. If we have a
Yes, sir.
government that is trustworthy, this Kush crisis, people can able to solve them without to not go to international community.
Oh
People
yes.
within
Oh
Sierra
yes.
Leone
Oh yes.
and those of us in
I
the
believe that.
diaspora will say, okay, we will put aside $5 every month. If eight, if 4 million people put aside $5 every month, that's a lot of money.
I I agree. I agree to that, sir. That's a good one because you said you made a point here. You said we have to heal the self. If you don't heal the self, if I don't have love, I can't give you love. If I don't care about myself, I don't care about you. If you come to me say Fadim Allah get 5 cents, and I say, Mr. Jalo Jamboria, to God in a 3 cent again. I let you shape me up, can down. I don't get no other way why they get the 5 cent at 3 cents they give you. I they give you 3 cent quality because that's all I have inside. And I always believe in healing the self. If the self is not healed, whatever is inside is what comes outside. If you get fear, na fear. If you get anger, na anger, they come out. Whatever you have outside, that's what you give. And we need to heal. As a nation, we need to heal. As individuals, we need to heal. For we for go forward, we get for heal and we get for trust. That's a good one. I like that word trust. Because if I don't heal, I don't trust you. If I don't trust you, I won't do anything with you. I not go come one word
See,
with you.
there
I
is
not
no
go come. And
trust.
that's the fight we have right now on social media. That they fighting each other, even though certain team they come and say, okay, when they try for do this, everybody is pulling it the other way for let it not work, for let it fall apart because we not trust the next person we come with the idea. And that is the danger of a broken, of trauma, of unresolved issues. We have unresolved issues. If we don't deal with them, we're fixated in those issues, on those issues. If we don't deal with those issues, we will never go forward and we'll never have a healthy nation. We will be
We'll
individuals,
never.
but
That's a fact.
collectively, we will never go forward. We will never win collectively. The country will never come back to where to one time or how we go see them. In we lifetime, with a hope for that. Because I'm gonna be 61 myself. But in our lifetime, we're hoping for a better Sierra Leone. We're hoping for a happier Sierra Leone. We're open for a nation that everybody can able, actualize their potentials, or at least get a decent, kind of family back bonding, the love, yeah. It's so heartbreaking sometimes when you look at it and be like, who said we reach here and why we reach here, how we could come on at this whole year. It just start like where
We able come on at the road. We able come on the
okay.
Padima.
Yes, sir.
The government in power, the political parties. Because when I say the government in power, I mean the political party in power.
Yes,
The
sir.
political parties will consider themselves not in power. For begin change their perceptions that we are government in waiting. Therefore, able build trust, not only within them parties, but with the government in power. The government in power for able build trust with the government in opposition.
I clap for you for that, sir. I very, very clap for
Then
you.
the
I clap for
government
you with
therefore
that.
build the government, they use the word governments
Yes, sir.
referring to the party in power, the parties in opposition or out of power. Those two arms then therefore build trust with the people that would and they govern. The days of
Yes, sir.
master servant don't done.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Technology
I
not they
agree.
allow that anymore.
No.
I say, God bless me. I am chosen few. Let us take that word out of our mental vocabulary. Because now one of the things that will they hold way back, we are the chosen few. We are not the chosen few. There is no God that is partial. God make we all equal. Now we
That's right.
humans, they create classes.
We create
If we
problems.
move away from a class society, now look and say, picking yonder or they take that kush. It can affect them to the level that they can't me picking because then they interact. We not
Yes.
therefore wait till we own picking get involved with kush before we begin react. Or when they call with family name pan kush, we react, we make showcase police arrest and this and that, then say they not fair nothing. For full we self.
Yeah.
Left and lip service here. Street faced with problems, how for face them. This country where they talk from get almost the same population like Sierra Leone. This is a country I can sleep and leave my door open. I live in a glass house. Now me basement are this so. I not get fence. Nobody know the car attack me. Because the system they work.
On a time, that was the Sierra Leone I knew. Once upon a time,
The
with the left with
system
the
they
mouth
work.
open. Once upon a time,
Yes.
that's the Sierra Leone I grew up in. Once upon a
The
time, with the
system
wake,
they work.
the mouth open, you're not afraid for what kind of. Once upon a time, so we can go back to that, and we get
We
and I
able do
say,
am.
sir,
We
and
able
I
do
say,
am,
sir.
Fadima.
We ask we able do them. We able do them. That's the Sierra Leone I long for. That's the Sierra Leone I
Uh,
dream of. You know?
may I say,
That's the
okay,
Sierra
may
You
I
Leone.
know
say
how we
so?
for able do am? You know how we go able do am? We
Yes,
won't say
sir.
we go school and university, do a lot put we ego then down.
Yes, sir.
Now look, say that man down yonder, Blacker and those others, they have the same right like us. Let us take the golden rule, do unto others as you want done unto
As
you.
the let others do unto you. I agree, sir. I agree.
Then we'll begin to
Very
think
much.
about how to put systems in place, how to build institutions, how to provide sustainability and continuity. Yes, sir, Mr. Shillong. I see one kind
Sustainability
side.
and continuity. Yes, sir, Mr. Shilong, go ahead.
No,
Your
no,
show,
take
we took over.
the
I'm
show
sorry.
today.
Oh no no
We
no no
take over
no
your show,
no!
sir.
That doesn't bother. No, that doesn't bother me at all. I just wanted to interject for just remind the audience for say the lines are open, they are free to call. So I should have announced that earlier, and that was not done. So I just want for do that. But that
Okay, sir.
said, some of the other things then we along the same line that we would talk about, talking about the good old days, how we can go to bed if we do not lock, we not get for worry. But this all has to do with awareness. What we have in Sierra Leone, some of their experiences here, what they talk about, it's not shared across the board with those in the power structure now. Because you see, these were commonly acquired or known experience with people who grew up in the western area of Sierra Leone. So we're aware of that culture day, that togetherness day, that camaraderie day. But take, for example, we grew up, you see, I had to go back to this institution thing, which I would really want Mr. Jamboria for address. Uh, we several institutions, now we have to dismantle them, and we'll continue to dismantle them. We'll make them non-functional. Then we want to get the best out of it. For example, you check like the city of Freetown. Even though we see the population they increased as a result of the uh, economic depression and the part of the rest of the country, even though we see that, even though we see everybody the flock kind of Freetown, what policies are being put in place? Someone said to me one time on the show, "Oh, that the mayor in fault." I'm saying to people, they just don't understand the damage where we on government don't put on the smooth running of government. I have been attacking what you call the Local Government Act. That was passed during Chijan Kabain term, I think maybe 2012.
2004.
Okay, 2004.
2004.
Okay. That
INEM
local
passed the
government
first
act,
local government act.
local government act, they will go back. If we want for talk for rebuild institutions, we'll go back and re-examine the local government act and ask ourselves, was there a need for it? And in or even in part or in whole, when it was part, what was the purpose behind it? And was the purpose achieved? If the purpose was just for consolidate power in the hands of a few, yes, I think it was achieved. But if the purpose was for come up with some progressive result, it never was, because I have difficulty comprehending. How can you have a, first of all, there was no need for a local government act at all. Sierra Leone was running, functioning perfectly well. Americans then get a saying in their own lingua, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay, so why do they pass the Local Government Act? All I can see was for political reason, way detrimental to the overall interest of the country. Because when you get a situation where you get a mayor elected by the people, what would they talk about democracy? Now, I make a say for create we own democracy as it pertains to we own social structure. We know say we inherit very, 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 very effective and sophisticated political system from the British. We can take away anything we want to take away from them. But we have to be grateful that when they left we well structured, well educated, government institutions well placed. All we had to do, and the people who took over from the white people, well trained, well trained. When we come in, we decide to say, no, this is an opportunity to make money, not to improve the system. Some other African countries do that, and they don't catch on, then don't turn the corner, then they go the other direction. Countries like Kenya, countries like Botswana, you know, even Ghana, that was not too long ago in the 80s. Ghana, that was doing so poorly, they all have turned the corner to some degree and have taken the path of progress or progressiveness. But what have we done? We continue for damage institutions, continue for destroy political institutions, governmental institutions, or governmental institutions, the education, university system, the high school system, the civil service, and it continues to this day where I talk. Because when you begin for tribalize civil service, that is a very dangerous game. When positions are not being given to people by their qualification and incompetence, it's risky, it's dangerous, it's short-sighted. Okay? So when we talk about all them glorious days here, they will never come back unless we begin for deal. It's like a disease. We'll get for deal with cause and effect.
They will come back.
See? Yeah, I'm saying that, but we have to deal with cause and effect. If we're not to deal with the cause, we'll just criticize the effect. We will never solve the problem. Because the Local Government Act, go back to the Local Government Act, it was unnecessary.
That's why I took this route, Mr. Shillon. This route where I take so now for look at the causes.
Yeah.
What in cause Kush? Kush and everything what they happen to Sierra Leone now. Now effects of what in we not been done do over the last 63 years. We have to begin to be honest with ourselves. Now we come out away from partisan politics. No matter whether APC, SLPP, they have all been doing the same wrong things down the years. They have all. Because we've never understood governance, first and foremost. Even this decentralization thing, Mr. Shillon, I lay my life here. If we decentralize and decentralize properly to suit our socio-economic needs, we would have the best system in Sierra Leone. But you know what the problem is with Sierra Leone? Anything that has to do with political restructuring has to be partisan. We are so myopic, especially us who claim to be intellectuals. We are so myopic. Decentralization is not about political partisan issues. It's about divulging administration to grassroots levels so that there will be institutions and systems that will function at every level. Do you know why Freetown is overcrowded? It's overcrowded because everything administrative and economic is in Freetown. If you create efficient decentralization, which again was wrongly done in the 2004 Decentralization Act, rather than we having district councils, honestly, we don't need districts in Sierra Leone. We have traditional systems, chiefdoms. Have chiefdom councils, empower them. Empower chiefdom councils and make sure that every chiefdom employs its own educated class to man the affairs of the chiefdom. That's how it is done in Norway. Norway has municipalities that is equivalent to chiefdoms. Then you have provincial governance. With a provincial governor, then you have the central government. This Kush issue, if we are chiefdom institutions, you decentralize the medical facility, you decentralize the educational facility to allow those chiefdoms to be well equipped for any crisis. When Kush issue come, then they're able to tackle all over. But now what do they hear about? We don't put institutions in place. Where are these institutions? They are in Freetown. And whatever has been put in place is not even enough to serve Freetown. Because we have not decentralized our socioeconomic administrative systems. That's what decentralization is about. Here, primary, secondary, and lower secondary schools are controlled by the municipalities. They receive funds from the central government. Roads and other things are controlled by the municipalities. They receive funds from the central government. The central government does not come to the municipality to give contract. It's not about food for the boys. If, let us say, we have Koya chiefdom needing a school this year, they say it's a school we need. They give them the budget, they build the school, they equip the school. What the government does, they send people to ensure that the job is properly done. And the contractor to build that school has to be an indigene of Koya chiefdom. It's a way of wealth distribution.
Right,
All
right.
man get.
Yeah, I agree with that.
When you
Wealth
minimize the
distribution.
political
Yes.
tension at the system, Mr.
Yeah.
Shillon, if we have to be honest, it is us, the intellectuals, that are the problem in Sierra Leone and in
Oh,
Africa.
I
Everything
don't
we
disagree.
make them
I don't disagree at
self,
all.
self. These systems
That
can work.
is a sad. Yeah, that
These
is
systems
sad.
can work.
The selfish. You're right. Like you say, you break them down into districts, into everybody, and share the wealth and share the, because I hear the president do talk about then they did not every district then go get these centers. I hope it comes to pass because um, I remember when they get this opium drug epidemic, and then I remember when they get crack. Where crack come in the 80s in America, it was the mayor and the governor of the state with the funding from federal government that make them do their work in the little thing where they're able to combat that crack
Exactly.
epidemic in New York.
Exactly.
Yeah, it is. You get for give the power to the locals for deal with the subjects, and the subject should be part of the thing. Because if they don't do that, they want for control everything from up there, from the federal or from the central government. It's not gonna work. Because
But
you just they
Not.
put young people, young party, and like how you say for distribute
uh,
the wealth. Because the NGD, the locals of, like you say, the chiefdom we call Koya, Moyamba, whatever chiefdom you call, those people too, where the money they develop, the developers and the contractors, they develop their own area where they go have better quality of life. But if now one side don't
And
want to
when you allow
stand
them
up
people there
balance,
for
it
employed and
is
you
so.
picking them,
Yes, they say go employ them picking, then there will be jobs in every district. But oh yeah, I
there will
pray
be
the
more
government is listening.
commitment. There will be more
Yes,
commitment to see change happen. There will be more
yes,
trust built. There will be more
yes,
sustainability. But for make
yes,
everything then a freedom, pass the pan a freedom talk. Hey, now lip service we they do. We
yeah,
need to
yeah,
change that now. We need to begin to look at proactive governance, not reactive
yeah,
governance. Not to when thing don't be problem, una they go build health center. If I don't day, if I don't day,
yeah.
when the
And
thing
that's the
be
health center I talk about. I talk about the health center. Wait a minute, talk on that. I said they can use the money that they have, go build like a massive, go find a big field somewhere. We're good with agriculture. When I build a building there where the kids would be there, these young men and women will be there, so that they will feel worthy. Because when you feel useless, when you feel worthless, you don't get nothing for do, you don't get nothing for look up to. You could continue for do 12. But they could take them away from those environments and carry them go on a certain side where they go able for work, where they go able for earn, they get a stipend, they're able for earn while then they go through healing and rehabilitation. They could do that. They could build different side them. But oh yeah, back again, the one that we go one lead then here, everybody they look for put money in their pocket. That we don't have that set
I
people
go
that do
build us and
selfless
buy
service.
SUV.
Yes, we don't have people that do selfless service from the heart. You want to do from the heart. When you give, you want for build, for let empower the other person. But it seems like we are afraid to empower the next people. You see them minister, you see them member of parliament. They only go to their villages on maybe certain occasion. They don't go there to sit with the people. How una they do? How una they wait? What you una want to do? How we for do this? They don't have this type type of thing. When somebody hold a mic, if somebody has an idea that is against the MP idea or member, they would not give you the mic to speak because they don't want for you, because you get for take away from them. And how do we say we want to govern our people, we want to help our people, we want to go work for our people, when we're not to get the people that involved in how for make or what you want for do or how you want for make will make and so will make and so. Do you think this will work? It's a two-way conversation. It's a two-way thing. But they, like you said, they all feel said and they're up there, they're superiors. I'm better than you. You know who that's not me. You sabi who that's not me. You know what I can do. You know, I mean, it is
Now you don't hit the nail in the head, Fadima.
You see?
Proactive governance is a two-way conversation.
Yes, sir.
It's a top-bottom conversation. It has to be like this all the time. That's proactive governance. Reactive governance, now one way. Like ducks. Where ducks they work on all man for the BNM. Where the ducks before bucking foot, all man bucking foot. It's reactive governance. We therefore change them here. If we not change them, Kush is just one issue that is a product. Other things go come. What could be worse than Kush? And
Yes,
some of
sir.
us wouldn't sit down and see these things happen. If not for anything, I don't want to die an unhappy soul. I want to tell the die, say, yes, I have made an impact. I have left something that will inherit me. Something that inherits you is not material. It's institutional.
Yes, sir.
It's institutional.
I agree.
When you look at all the big companies, all the big farms, them, we don't go over 100 years. Not all the material wealth make them survive 100 years. Now the institutional capacity. And that's what we don't build in Africa, not only Sierra Leone. We don't build institutional capacity. We don't build systems because we're not responsive to the needs of the people we work with. It's only about us all the time.
We're sabotaging.
We get for change that. We get for change that if we want to country for good.
If I may just add to that, again, like I say, sometimes I can see some of the problems so clearly. Now the courage of with convictions for make amends or make changes, now I think it's our problem. Because there are so many things we can identify. It's no different from a motor car. If you get one deflated tire, when not get sufficient air, if you try for drive the motor car, it will move. But it will move awkwardly because one tire flat. And if you force the motor car, the next effect, trying to drive the motor car, which it can be driven, you go spoil the transmission because the transmission is made for all the four tires them on the motor car for get equal air pressure for make the work of the transmission easier. Government, the human body function the same way. Waiting we do with the undercut, with the, for example, we one drive the motor car, where we know say the one tire is inflated. We don't even talk about all four tires, just one. But we didn't even drive the motor car when even two tires are inflated. We don't care. When even three tires are deflated, we don't care. Knowing full well that we know say it destroyed the motor car. There is a reason why Whitman them come up with a democratic system, which can vary from country to country depending on we social structure. And across the world. I go look at certain material and close on Mr. Jamboria. I say, boy, I like that material there. Oh, it fits you. It not necessarily mean it go fit me, unless the tailor show them to me on shape. But what you would do now, what you mean the talk about, because there are instances, this local government act, it has a devastating effect on the smooth running of government. Because it even creates so much constitutional problem. Because you take, for example, a mayor and a district councilor, where the people are elect, you want to give one minister the power, say, he can overrule all the elected officials and they, based upon what he feel. And the mayor or the chairman of the town council, like they told me, will not be a mayor, now chairman of the town council, but they all they operate the same like a mayor, you know. Kenema, all them president became mayor, but there were people running the district and the towns, but they were elected officials. But now we say one so-called bookman, we get a PhD of some sort, no better than all the councillors than they. And it can just lean back when the mayor say, well, when the council say we want to raise taxes, that mayor, that minister, they say, no, we're not to raise taxes. Because that was what I go bill, Nabo or Kenema or Freetown, I just don't want to pay tax per annum. And that becomes the policy. Therefore, we expect the roads them for be well and taken care of and smooth. So to me, these are some of the problems we get. The Param Tarawali situation is another example. I've been saying that situation, whether even, first of all, nothing is going to be done because it's already clear that President Bio and Param Tarawali go both school together. They probably were classmates. They are buddies. Now he appointed to the position, which is a serious constitutional issue in the sense that the president should not have any appointment power to any positions in the parliament. That is so out of the ballpark. I don't even know who came up with that idea there. Okay? So that has to be solved. Because if it is not President Bio today, as long as the president gets hands in the parliament, parliament will never run efficiently, government will never run efficiently, because Param Tarawali is almost technically like a spy na parliament. Because now the president they represent. That's what the people, you know. So we don't want to deal with any issues in it. Now we get a situation where the legal system cannot even take its own course. The man is accused of felony conversion, fraud, you name it, all kind of criminal offense within the books now in Sierra Leone. And the system seem helpless to deal with it. Instead, what do we hear? Well, not only the president can sack him, but it goes beyond sacking. This is a crime, or these are crimes this man has committed. Okay? So, I mean, you don't think, what would they talk again for build institutions? If we want for build institutions, otherwise, all this what would they say is only theoretical, we're not going anywhere. Like American man can say that they use lingua, we ain't going nowhere. Because we don't have to deal with we don't have to deal with causation. The Constitution will get another system where I don't criticize quite a bit. People don't get a concept, bookman with smart lawyer, they don't get a concept of what the Constitution is all about. If you get in your Constitution, say there shall be, because even this section 2 where Mr. Jambore had to read, the word shall appear there. Shall mean must. You don't get variation. When you use the word shall, it must be done that particular way and no other way. So we say there shall be 10 censors every 10 years. But then we turn around and pass law in the parliament, which is so unconstitutional. Say, but the president can get the power or take upon himself for call for censors midterm. How? Would the Constitution say now one way it can be done? We need to look at these things. I'm telling people, if we don't do these things, nothing works. The mayor for go back to the old power with the mayor gets. You see? Mayor for be able for, mayor don't need permission. He already don't get permission from the people. Mayor don't need permission from a minister. Maybe a minister where grew up na Pendembu, na Kailao, all in life, you don't know what the city government is all about. Now because he don't go university land book, so in a minister now, all of a sudden, it can't supervise the elected body of people on even one win. And I'm not going to name the minister, but President Biebe get somebody who get a lot of respect for when a minister who has a PhD. And I think he was very practical. I don't want to call his name, I cannot create problem for anybody. But even at one point on this show, he even admits, say that's too much power in the hands of one man. A minister get the power to overrule an elected council all by himself. Now you get a situation
You see,
where...
Mr. Shillon. Mr. Shillon.
Yes, sir.
The misuse and abuse of power in Sierra Leone. I think say the people of Sierra Leone self they contribute to that. If you ask me why, we have all the laws and all the legal instruments in Sierra Leone available for people to read. For those of us who think we're educated, we have the practical ability for read them here and understand them. If we don't understand the deeper meaning, we can talk to with legal friends them. Like if I read anything in the Constitution and not understand them, I go come to Mr. Shillon say, Boduya, explain this part for me. I remember I've been small and they tell we say ignorance of the law is no excuse. If up to this date, the people of Sierra Leone not pick up the habit for find out, research, and be knowledgeable in issues of their affairs. If people then they misuse and abuse power today, they have themselves to blame. There are no two ways about it, Mr. Shillon. Yes, we go agree say after the war, so much trauma, people them get crazy, they not get time for organize themselves. But we have to. There are nations that have sunk lower than us. Rwanda went lower than us, but they rose again. South Korea in 1958 was lower than us. And South Korea has no mineral resource. South Korea has risen into a global
Malaysia,
economic
Indonesia, then
power.
examples.
Malaysia, Indonesia. You see, with people them, we need to begin tell them certain truths. And let them accept and say this is not true, then they tell we. And for make or explain that, I will use the very religion where people then don't take to. Because Sierra Leoneans are very religious. Islam, Christianity, they all talk say, we are obliged. It's an obligation of every human being for go in search of knowledge. None of them religious book cannot tell we say we are obliged to go in search of material wealth or things like that. They say go in search of knowledge and everything else shall be yours. It's in the Quran, it's in the Bible. It's in the Quran, it's in the Bible. And not even one chapter or one surah. It depends several parts. Even the Prophet Muhammad preach in one of his hadiths and say, we need for go in search of knowledge. Because where there is no knowledge, everything breaks down. And where there is no knowledge, the fewer get the knowledge, then they misuse and abuse among the people. And that's what we see happening in Sierra Leone. There are so many constitutional abuses. There is part in the constitution that gives a minister power to dictate. A minister is an appointee of the president to supervise.
I agree with you. Local government act is unconstitutional. It should be challenged, but the court don't even get power.
It's not in the constitution.
Which takes us to another level.
To the issue of the statement of the vice president. If you read the constitution on the presidency, the vice president is elected as an appointee of the president. And nothing is prescribed in the constitution as to his functions, except that he is head of police council. So for a vice president to go and make a decree, that is ultra-virus is authority.
That was
We
wrong
need
what
to
he
begin to
said.
tell
That
ourselves
was
the
wrong,
truth.
and I wish he come back and take him and rephrase
He
him a
has to take
different
it
way
back,
because
not a wish. He has
the
to.
no,
It's
I
but
wish
here's,
he come
unconstitutional.
because
It's illegal.
but please
yeah, we
do me
we
a
we
favor.
we, we want for let it come back and rephrase his statement because that statement is like
Let interject now
crossing.
again.
Yes, sir.
Let
Yes, sir.
interject now
Yes, sir.
again. Ms. Fatima, I hate for interrupt you, but please just
Oh,
forgive
that's
me.
fine. It's fine.
The Attorney General, now in domain that one day, who clearly may not have been consulted, but if I were Attorney General, when the Vice President make that declaration day, I would have been pissed. I would have called him immediately and said, Mr. Vice President, I think you get to make some modification of what you said before people then begin to
Yeah.
react. Okay? That what you just say, you just declare absolute lawlessness.
Yeah.
Now the country, you don't put the union group to which you belong above the law. You shouldn't say that. You have to be very, very measured as a government officials, how you say things and when you say them. But nothing said because these guys have come to believe that the law not apply to them. It don't apply to government
Yeah.
at
Well,
all.
they say they can do anything and go scot-free.
You see,
They
that's
believe
the
say
thing.
they
That's
can do
the thing.
anything and go scot-free because them
That's
believe
the
say, then get them supporters them, we go hunt anybody we oppose them.
Well,
That's
is
why
that
I
good for
say
the
and
country?
people of Sierra Leone have to take responsibility.
Is that good for the
I agree
country?
with you on that, sir. I agree with you on that. Where you say the people of Sierra Leone, we have become a lazy nation. Like you say, we don't know, we know the read power. Knowledge is power. It's just like when you go to church, then they tell you when you go to mosque, the imam they tell you something. They take from they quote from the scriptures or from the Quran, but then in the interpreter in your own context
In your
in your
understanding.
way or what
Exactly.
it want push to you. But then they tell you go back and read the entire thing for see what you make then say that but we don't do that.
Understand
We
them
just go,
in
oh
your own
pastor
way.
say, oh imam say, oh the president say, so we take them as God don't speak. I just had a conversation before we start the show today. I just had a conversation. One of my friends then send me a thing where Imam say, I'll forgive zakat fitri, I'll forgive for the charity for Ramadan, you get forgive 9 corporates. That was the way where the prophet made the do peace and blessing be upon him. And I go back and I sent him a message and I said, listen, this is the problem. I have a problem. 200 years ago, the
The
prophet
prophet be
been
the
they
eat
do it that
rest.
way. They give
Rest little bit
9
and staple
corporate.
self.
Yeah. So if they give 9 cup rest, if me want give half a bag rest, are you telling me God not go accept that day as charity and helping the poor? Should it be because prophets give 9 cup rest? Mean say we say forgive 9 cup rest. No, this is a 2024. You dey talk about almost 100 AD in the year of our Lord long time ago, where prophets been doing. No disrespect, but at the same time, we
2000.
cannot fix them to then because what they had then, they had produce and they were giving produce. Now I make them say can't keep at the store for where the season go there and go give to the poor. It was meant for the poor. So if then they give to the poor, whatever I want give to the poor, I can afford them and God put on me. You can't tell me say now this amount, now so no more, so I disagree to that because I tell them I say I think I'm too that's why they will call me a rebel in the religion aspect, because sometimes I challenge these things that they teach. That hold up, wait a minute. If I want to give $5 instead of give a cup of rice, if I want to give $50 instead of giving 9 cups of rice, what's wrong with that? And you get learned people, learned men them, they tell we say, and so we for do. And we don't go back and check within the scripture say, within the Quran say, we don't go check, we just go by these people as God has spoken. And that is our problem. When the minister talk, God don't talk. Just like how Jules de Jallo make that statement, the vice president, he was wrong. Then he came out there and said, we go do this, we go do this. Only for me said the courts go take her. But that's how he thinks.
Precisely.
Because maybe that's what the people answer to, so he give them whatever they've been accepting. And but a few of us that a little bit wiser and a little bit don't get a little bit more knowledge say, hey, wait a minute here. You got legal minds that think for themselves, oh, wait a minute here, this is wrong. But up till now, like you said, the head of the court, head of the law and court Nasalon, go say, hey, sir, you just made a mistake. You got to go take back that statement. Nobody's holding nobody accountable. We have become a lazy nation. Can we say that? That we don't think for ourselves?
Yes,
Can we
Fatima,
say
yes,
that? We just go by
yes.
what they call say. We don't ask for nothing. We just do and follow suit and just follow the leader. I guess that's we'll get for shift from the mind. Once the blockage is in our minds, once our minds are clogged, whether we don't clog out all these things that don't go, the norms, the wrongs have become so normal, we think the wrongs are right because we've been used to it without sitting by and saying nothing. We've become lazy. It's laziness. Now, laziness, they cause that. Because if you say, wait a minute, hold up, this don't make sense. Wait a minute, let me go see what in this say. Like you say, let's go see what in the Constitution say, what in the line say. I don't understand them. Mr. Silo explain to me, but Mr. Kagbo explain to me, Mr. Jamboya explain to me. I don't understand it. Because I always come back and ask, say, can you explain, tell me, but I don't understand. Sometimes when I always sabi pass me, when I go able to explain to me, because it's not making sense in my head. That's how I've always been. And if it don't make sense in my head, I don't go with it. Can't tell me, but explain to me, I understand. But we don't do that. We're becoming a lazy nation. And you're right, Mr. Jamboria, that the people too are to blame because we're accepting everything. And we don't demand more. We don't know. We don't have knowledge. We don't improve. We don't want to grow. We just go with the individual instead of collective. We forget say there is collective. There is the community. There is collective. We just do an individual because it's survival. It's the I, the I, the I. The ego is too big. Hey, I pass it back to you.
One
The
quick thing.
question is, Mr. Shillon, before they come on,
No,
the
go ahead, sir.
question
Take
is,
your
if
time.
we go according to the religious scriptures that we believe in, what in and tell we about we role and we status in creation, do we have to be on survival mode? Well,
No?
we are made to dominate the earth.
Yeah.
And the Quran talk about that. Say, God make we from clay, he put in breath in us, he tell the angels them for worship we. It means we have
Yeah, they take
dominion
orders
over
from
this
us.
earth.
Yes. They
If we see
take
down
order
a
from
few
you.
set of people, they mislead we and lead we to
Yeah.
survival mode. We not find knowledge for free we self. Because they say knowledge now in the free you. Then the people of
Yeah.
Sierra Leone will begin take the blame. We not dey blame
Yeah.
them, but we dey encourage them for begin find out. Do ya una begin find out. What you una need for una know am. Because even at the time of election, before they elect somebody, if you don't get complete knowledge of who they elect, you know what in incapable of doing, then you will be able to take decision. But when somebody come oversee, a car with SUV, a car with new jeans, because he dey shave money, you go vote him. You not find out who that na the person. If anything meet you, then now you deserve him.
Now you fan them for
Yes,
yourself. Now they
because
vote
of
for them. Yeah. Yeah, now they vote. Before you vote, you get to know the person. Before you know, you get to know about the person before you vote. And my daughter taught me that. And I will take that I used to just go party in America because in America no more I don't vote in my life. Right? I used to go, okay, this one here is da. She said, do you know what they do? Do you go look at the records and go look at what he has voted against you, even though na party where you feel say you, but go look what they do, look in work before you. And that's when I started paying attention to that. It was my daughter. The first day we vote at 18, we turn 18. And I was like, he said, who you voting for? I said, this person. He said, oh no. It don't mean because na party where you the support. You can go the other party still because you don't want this person because this person is not doing things where for your interest and for your growth. In order to do the things that of which will make you, be a better citizen or, get the things that you need to thrive in the society. So I begin look at their records. Look at the records before you vote. You know what I mean? Say because now you party person or now you countryman. That's how we vote. We vote by our countrymen, we vote by the one who they speak the same language, we vote by, and that's the things that divide us. That's the things that even if you get the best person on the other side, we will not bring them aboard because we want to win. And we talk about Mr. Jallo Jamboya, you've been talking about the how you call it again? You've been put a word for I don't it don't come on me aid.
Institution.
Oh Lord. The institution, but you talk about something where you say, "Hey God, I don't lost my thought. I will come back to
Okay.
but I mean,
Okay, no problem.
yeah, you talk about something, but even then I'm just I just lost my thought. I'm sorry, people, but I will come back to if you're waiting and call. But in the end, the responsibility lies on us. In the end, the citizens have the responsibility. The citizens, and like how God creates we, like you say, for dominate the earth, you get for demand because He gives us angels. We angel them with a demand and decree, and the angels bring forth what we need. I mean, that's how the universe works because God don't put the angel them for listen to we and go bring what we get. But let nobody religious not come at me because I know they're going to come by and say this or that. But I mean, we're just saying we have the
I don't care.
dominion, we have the
Whatever, I
power,
don't care.
and we're not using our power, you know.
I don't care if people come after me. I'm a free thinker at 69. You can't kill me. You waste your time. I did not just.
But I
Well,
mean, we have to have
what
knowledge, man. We
talking
have
about
to.
again going back to institutions. Let me just see all around we in Africa, would you see prime examples why institutions are important? Take, for example, the recent elections in Senegal that has become
Mhm.
not only a landmark, but a very impressive landmark. And let me remind people them. In fact, there's the Senegal election, very interesting. The guy who should have been president did not become president. He is the prime minister now. The guy who was his number two, whom he had picked because he retired for the potential president, all is well and good. They are working together now. But here is what happened. This is why we for take the constitution and seriously. And we for commit yourself for respect the constitution. Because if we not hold that to be true and get faith in that, it will really destroy a nation. When Macky Sall, the outgoing president or the outgoing president, when he decides say, ain't no one call for election, which to me again, I think say a better way for construct the constitution, enough for be the president in choice for call for election. It should be just be mandated. It should be in the constitution or as to when it will happen. Because we know human tendency, when power does sweet it go turn. Now you know they trust nobody with their enormous power there. Now that would the faithful realize. But when Mr. Saul begin for create confusion, he say, no when you go declare a date for election. The opposition, they had a judiciary which had not been too devastatingly tampered with by the government, the previous government, including Mr. Saul himself. So what did happen? The opposition went to court because the judiciary still had power. They asked the court for compel the president for declare a date for the election, which he complied with. Because the judiciary played a role by forcing the president and telling him, say, you not get the power, the Constitutional Council in Senegal, which are an equivalent of Supreme Court, then say, no, you not get that power there for just make election count when you feel. The law required that you give a date now. He complied. That led to the election of then two young men here that we all are so proud of. But here's an institution that played its role. Here in Kenya, again, when Uhuru Kenyatta won an election, presidential election, the opposition went to court and challenged the outcome of that election day, as we could have done last year. The court looked into the case and declared the election null and void. and give the parties then 90 days for go back to the pools. So this is not a European thing. We are seeing some African countries and they make progress because they know say the country interest important. And that's what you call building institution. Because now the opposition don't get success when they write. So a government of what kind of power, as soon as you begin to meddle with the system, then for no right away for say you're up to no good. But we, the remnants of whatever we have left, will still continue for erode them, for weaken them. You see, these are the things that we would talk about. For say, the country is never going to get on its proper footing unless we begin to realize and recognize and accept the rule of law. The one of the fundamentals of a democracy, I don't care what type of democracy, is the rule of law. We all give up that right today for say, even when a court could decide a case will not like the outcome, but for the good of the country, we will comply. You see? So
Mr. Shilon,
yes, sir.
we have been talking about rule of law. Do we really understand what rule of law means?
Well,
Rule of
I
law
wouldn't say
goes with ethical standards.
correct.
Do we have ethical standards in Sierra Leone?
Used to.
If you see Kenya and Senegal having separations of power, if you see them having institutions that work, it's because they have ethical standards that guide public servants. We don't. You see, we want to do the right things, but we are doing them wrongly in Sierra Leone. If you ask me, we don't need anti-corruption commission.
Oh no, we don't. I agree with you 100%. It's a useless
We
office.
need a commission that will assist us to build a cultural and sociological framework we go allow we to understand what in Sierra Leone mean. The Senegalese have it. As a matter of fact, Senegal now a old, very ancient political entity. Even before Europeans came, they had existed, they had governance systems that operated, there were frictions here and there were changes here and there, but the basic ethical standards are there and are kept intact. In Kenya, it's the same thing. Rwanda is rising fast because there is an ethical standard, a cultural ethical standard. In Sierra Leone, we have lost our soul because we don't have an ethical standard. We don't even have a culture. The basic Sierra Leonean, when he gets educated, he becomes a dummy of a white man or a zombie of a white man. Look me, they wear coat. I for wear gown there. We are dummies. We don't have a soul. We have to go back to our culture. We have to go back and inquire and find out what is suit we for make we do so that nobody buy cocoa, as they say, do what enough for do. We get an ethical standard which suit with social and cultural needs. We don't need for import one from Europe come. But even anything like rape, then thing like social friction, then kind thing and the ethical standards go able to address them. And when you get such things in place where people respect, it's easy for institutions to operate because they go tell you, say, this is how it should be done. You cannot go against it. If you go against it, there are consequences. But when you have a system where everything is just on paper and one Jack or Tom sits there to decide how it should be done, who pays the highest gets the price.
The citizens. And then they lose.
Citizens cannot pay, so they don't get the price. Fatima, if we
Yes,
laws
sir.
not they work, if we legal system
Yeah.
not they work, now because the citizens cannot pay. Those
Yeah.
who can afford to pay get justice. If there was
That's the
ethical
sad part.
standards,
That's
if
the
there
very
was
sad
ethical
part.
standards
You know.
guiding the
Yeah.
public servants, guiding the police, guiding the judiciary, that if you go against this and it is reported that you have gone against it, this is the consequences. I swear to God, people can go do it right. Rule of law cannot
I,
work when people are given free hand to interpret what needs to be interpreted. The judges in America, in the Supreme Court, they get ethical guidelines so then they go by. They don't just make decisions like that. Go and find out, Mr. Shillong. Any society way for work, if you get two things, if you get trust embedded in the society, then if you get ethical guidelines. And those ethical guidelines have to be in consonance with the culture and the sociology. Inside and get power society, let the ethical guidelines be in consonance with power society laws. Inside and get one day society, let it in consonance with them. You have to respect all those traditional
yeah.
institutions.
It just
You have
sound
to
like
bring
way.
them into the fold.
Yeah, it just sound like
Yes,
when
ma'am.
the presidents come in, it just take off. You know, the people in the eastern, the Freetown, they like hunting, they like devil, they get them paddle. And the president can say no more paddle. And those are the livelihood of the people that enjoy. Now
He
that
shouldn't
thing that
even
they
have that. He
enjoy.
shouldn't even have that authority. He shouldn't
Yes,
even
now
have it.
they enjoy. So no more paddle. But then when you go to the provinces, you see the Wende, you see the Goboy,
Go
you
boy.
see the other stuff.
uh,
Those other
yeah.
people are holding on to their social standards and ethics and their culture. Because you said we have lost culture. And some of these people, these are the things that they out and they do out and then culture and the way of life, not their livelihood. And if you
Part
take
of
the
the
livelihood again, we wonder that's another thing that might be the reason. That might be the reason where maybe the idleness, nothing other for do. These people don't have no culture, no ethics, no social
I
standards.
take
So
drugs.
therefore, there's
You
nothing to
quite
look
right,
up
Fadima.
to. And that can be one of
Fadima,
the reasons. That's, you see,
another thing
yeah, go ahead.
is, look at Freetown, look at all the townships in Sierra Leone. What
Uh-huh.
form of recreation are there that you find in them?
nothing. No
There's
public
nothing
park.
except
No
football,
public parks.
except soccer. Yeah,
We not
nothing.
get
People
public
not get
park.
nothing for
We
do,
not get.
and in time for recreation, if they go sit outside and they smoke drug, or you go
Yeah,
now
yeah.
Molimba,
That's
go
the
Kuyuba.
thing. That's the thing. Like when we been grow up, we been get Victoria Park. Then we been get the other side now that Philly and out and call them then they go
Queen
play ball.
Elizabeth
Then
II
they
playing
go
field. Yeah, back of
parade,
cathedral.
Yes,
parade,
Back of cathedral. Yeah,
parade
back of
cathedral. Yeah.
Cathedral School, where
They
they be
get
get out
parade.
on table and what is
Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah, Victoria Park. We had a park for children. We they go there. We they go waiting they call. We get playmates. We get radio show them we're picking. Then they go anti duni playmate and all that thing. Then they
those
we they go.
inter-secondary
We they
sports.
gather. Yes, we them but then they go play in a parade. Then they go rent bike. Then they ride. Victoria Park. We get a fish pond. We get things. We get the
Exactly.
now
Tennis
all
courts,
those
all of
things
that.
disappear. We don't get nothing for them to do. So they're gonna go to the drugs. You see, who's like all their social amenities and they wait for help. I mean, we have lost a lot. And it's gonna take
But,
a while to build it, but we can do it.
but let
And
me
and,
ask
and
this.
I remember what he Mr. Jalov Jamboya say. He talk about the government in waiting and the government in power for come together. And at that side, I asked myself the question, and I be one talk that today we come out, remember. After then they do this war on Kush, we don't hear the mayor don't talk, we don't hear the president, we don't hear the first lady, we don't hear the other half of people, they don't talk. But now we come to the opposition, even though the parliamentarians were there. Where are these people that claim that they want to be president? Another year them voiced for can combat this Kush. Another year the Cherry Cocos and the Samsumanas and the Samura Kamaras and the other one them way say the one can be president. Another year read them. Another year read them voice them for can combat this, for let we stand together for fight this. Because this is all you say you want for lead. You say I go do a better job than the next person. But yet things like this, nobody is coming out because, like you say, it's not gonna get till one person begin, then everybody begin falling complete. But it is like, where are these people? Where are their voices? Why can't they lend their voices and try for help and try for say, let us start a campaign against this? Okay, the government's not getting money. When I call on Sierra Leone'S, I call in our my brother Sierra Leone'S, like Mr. Jalo say, let's go there. Let we give donation. Let we give to one pot. Let we put the money on one side. Let we not say we go half group them. Let we go one collective and let we go fet and let we go help build these things for pool with brother and sister day. Where are these people that should take the lead? Say, I donate $1,000. I donate this. I donate. Where are they to come up with ideas to try to heal and fix the problem? Who side and they? But they claim say they want for waiting and call we. They say they want for cow. They sit on the wait. Government in waiting. They sitting there waiting. Where are they? When they where them? Who side there all day? If you want to rule me, you not do nothing for change and improvement. Like whose chance you go get? Whose assurance I will get? Say where you sit on at the chair, you go can't help me. You go can't help for change the situation of the on the ground.
If you want an answer to that, Fadima, I can give you.
So then you look at
the answer to that.
Mr. Shillong, he always
You
talk and
see
say,
that the answer to that.
in as much as Madabio is waiting and concept, but Uda will replace Madabio, they're all not the same thing.
Exactly.
We're gonna do a better.
Fadima, if you want an answer to this issue where it is, I will give you.
Yes, sir.
Now, one of the issue that we don't keep we in the woods. People know what needs to be done, but they wouldn't say it until they have power. So if you not get power, they die with Angona grave.
That's right.
Some of us are talking now because we want to give what we believe we know should be done. And we are not doing it because I want recognition. Nobody not recognize me. I don't want your job. I know nothing from you. Me popolipo adepa are satisfied with Amusade. But I cannot sit and see Sierra Leone go down the drains because I have a spiritual connection to that place.
That's true for all of us. For you, for me, for me.
Connect
Fadima,
to that place. So if things are not working there, it hurts me spiritually. Some of us are spiritually aware. When things are not working right around us, the energy, the waves, they tell we say not all right.
Not right.
Okay? And so we talk. And if they want that we put to money, we go do them, but then for build trust. I know they give 1 cent to nobody who are not trust. You go give money to a person, the next day, they fly private jets, he buy 200,000 pounds sterling, my bache. Because that's how they call that car in German, my bache.
And you see, the sad part again, Lamwanaba, I don't know if you get that tweet. This is a journalist that, kind of, they hold the government, they, put the news up and tweet. And he tweets say that his life is in danger because people have threatened him. And he believe, I think we get that tweet there. I think I sent him earlier for, if the social media team can put her up for we. But it is this guy is saying in life then threatening him because it bring out certain things where about the government, about the president, or I don't know if not the motorcar business and all the other stuff the way they put, but they put it out there that he is, I don't know if technical team, if you can find that tweet and put it up, let and see what they talk about. But yeah,
look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, he I know they say it's too small, right?
Yeah, I think he says
because
thanks.
the slide, yeah.
I can try to read it if you want me to.
Okay, try, Mr. Shillong. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay. It says thanks to SLAJ Salon. I get nine
The SLADA
That's
organization,
like
platform.
the
journalists,
Journalists
the
Association.
Yeah.
journalist
in
organization,
pla-
because they pull a press release. Yes.
Okay. And the Human Rights Defendant Network for the press release. Thanks to
Yeah.
everyone on here for your show of solidarity and all those who called and sent messages to support and check on my safety. I am concerned about my safety, especially with the continued threats from some people who are very close to the seat of power. But I'm also hopeful that uh, again,
President
President
Bio.
Bill will ensure our safety and security as we continue to do our work in holding him and his government accountable as part of strengthening democratic process in our country. We are in this together to continue to stand with and for the people. Okay,
Right.
so
And then
is
yeah.
now it's clear, and I have to say, in some segment of society, his life is being threatened. You know, and that's unfortunate because he's a good reporter, he's a good journalist. We need them for a democracy to work. You know, and that's another aspect of democracy. Without a good press and a vibrant or vigilant press, a democracy is weak. So when we get people like Lambrana Ba, sorry,
Ah, bye.
who is, yes, Mr. Ba, who is so committed to the cause and is trying to hold the government accountable. And you get some other one like Thomas Dixon, that one and they, who for really appreciate how lucky we are to have people of that kind here. Because people do not realize if everybody falls in line and everybody do what the government want for, is that the country we want where nobody not going to see things any differently but the way government want to see them? So um, I'm in solidarity with him. I hope nothing happens to him, you know. So in my view, I think I've always held him at high esteem anyway. So I think he's a great guy. He's a great journalist, and we need him because with democracy now we're gonna need for safeguard him, and we need for protect him if we want to make it work. Maybe that's just the way power works. The person where they in power, because of the enormous power of an office, might not like criticism or might not like even when you point out some flaws in the approach to situation. But if that person himself even accepts the theory upon which the country is run, he can give up that sensitivity there by saying, okay, I'm not the president, but I want this system to work. And because I trust the system and I want it to work, way past me on time on this earth, I will not display any sensitivity, even when somebody discredits me to the point of wanting that person there. I don't mind letting the person know I dislike what you say if it's untrue, or I don't mind that person there for point out something where they hide when they find out for say not true. But if you care, again, this is Namion plea. Namion plea is to the government, not only this particular government, because the breaking of laws in Australia has gone way back to Shaka Stephen or even predate Shaka Stephen era, even from the time where Sir Albert within a power. Then just not get respect for the law. They want to twist the law for breakdown. Or I mean, I sent Miss Fadima a thing about this gentleman. I'm still trying to make out why is he being arrested.
Okay, that's
Marador,
Malado.
yeah, Malador. I don't know this guy, but I've seen some philanthropic things the way to do, but I'm from the background. So here's the man that they operate in business. Police, and you know, I've always had objection to the way the power where the police get. We talk about the president, but the police get too much abusive power. What we get for curtail on the constitution also need to be modified in that respect. The police comes to his business and they say, we want to see you in a Lumley police station, some police station right away. This man gets stuff and everything. He asks them, say, is this an invitation? Or do you have a warrant to arrest me? They say it's an invitation. He say, well, they say, but want you now. He say, well, not an invitation. If you invite me, I for state the time where I want for come. So when I tell me which is which, if it's an arrest, I need to contact my lawyer, okay, and I need to know which of the crime. I mean, the video, I know, I was trying to, I just didn't want to address that video then because I was trying to know who this gentleman was, what was he doing, what to make the police. They not go raid in business, so they individually they just go for arrest, but they not even want for say the arrest and say an invitation. And when I know how I've opposed this invitation phrase, if you invite me, you can't say, Mr. Schiller, I invite you to some function I get now, you get for come. That's a misuse of the word invite. If you invite me, I have to have the options of coming or not coming to begin with. And I even have the option of coming on time or not on time. So let's use the right words because they abuse the process. But for go interrupt a businessman. And what scares me about what I see that happen with this guy, with the complaint say job not there in the country. But I've seen instances in which where you get people like the one where they hire people, the government they turn around and harass them, and sometimes for no solid reason other than maybe in competition, they'll go bribe somebody for can harass them. We see a situation at Waterloo some years ago. I mentioned that if I can track the video, where this gentleman get a business, get employees, some bakery kind of thing. Everything was going fine. Then some guy came and say he wanted that business to do work, some business with him with. They say, well, we may, but we not get need for do business with your wife. He say, well, when I must do business with my wife, or else I go show and I say, I get pulled at the SLPP party. And on his own, he order for go demolish or go broke the man in business structure. Put a lot of people out of work. So I can see how the president go here then canteen in there. You not feel outraged and instruct, since now the executive day in charge of the police, and instruct your police chief for look into it. And if the person don't break any law, for be arrested and charged. Instead, they allow that person they where both say in get connection with the party, for go destroy a functioning business where hire people that the community where they pay, put all these people out of work. And then this Labrana or whatever this guy's name is, would you see now this thing again? I have seen this man where they call people them give them loan, interest free. Say, listen, I will give you money, go do business, come back and pay me. They get people the way to work for them. So, say if you engage in criminality, let the public know so we can see why when they do that and there. But for the police for those can't take them from in business, and say we want to talk to you. I mean, these are some of the things with the CM and Ms. Fadima just talk about the opposition. But the word way we use in political science is viable opposition. Was APC ever in the position if SLPP were to lose, that they could take over and make a difference progressively in the lives of the people? The engineer want me to point out so. Now the opposition then job for point that out and say this is not right and protect that mandate if you need protection. What we see what happened with Kamarimba, opposition leaned back, did nothing, and watch a very bright young man destroyed just because somebody gets some gripe with him. We get opposition, not the country. So what good are they if they kind of power? Now the same thing they will continue for do. So the million problem now and there. So if we talk again about institutions, we will be committed to the cause, strengthening it's for the security of everyone, the rich and the poor, the strong and the weak. Nobody should be taken advantage of. Now, in fact, yesterday, Ayarifo say there was a gunfight between two sets of Lebanese families in Nana Freetown. So we get into that kind of a thing like drive-by shooting, that kind of thing. Is that the country we really want? A country of chaos, of lawlessness, of, We can't afford that. Now the country that they want left for picking them. So these are some of the things. So where is the commitment? I know it takes courage. Like whether I decided Param Tarawali for President Bill for say, Mr. Shillon is right. Maybe they get too much power and the APC be give the president. Are willing for surrender that power there. Let that be exclusively parliament then job for appoint whoever they want. I shouldn't be the president appointing a clerk for parliament. Will he have that courage to say that? Because detrimental to him power. He's still the president. You're just trying to build institutions. But we don't know. But these are some of the things, for some of them courage than they, for try for make fundamental changes. So this machinery of government go work. So until we get to that point there, we just point out some of them things there, things will never work.
Yeah. Coming back to Malado, sir. Coming back to Malado, and you say you want to know which kind of person Malado be. I know say na a young guy, and I know say he get WhatsApp group them, and he admin him for them WhatsApp group them there. And I know say a while back, couple of years, I don't donate money. It can raise funds for go give, for go help, for go share. I don't know where she got eager in wealth from. I don't know who side pulling wealth. I don't know who side pull. But the fight against drug, the rumor where they around, the speculation, the thing the way people in the say, then feel say instead they part the drugs trade,
When they not
and
feel
they
so,
want
they
to
forget the evidence.
Yes, it get for go, no, it get for go. And I send a video to the technical team if they can able to play them off in arrest. They ask the policeman, then say, what you wanna can do, what you wanna come, can't hold me for a mind. They say, we want you now, na police.
Yeah.
I say,
Yeah.
do I have a warrant or where they go? They say, we want now. Go get your business paper. Then we will not want to let you go and come back. So just get all your business paper then because we want you in a station right now. What about the lawyer? Or if you're inviting somebody, you don't have the time for say, let me call me lawyer, let me lawyer there with me and all that kind of thing. Then they, I don't know who's Malado pulling money. I know saying a person way for the longest time it can give charity, it can help out to the poor and the needy. And I know I have donated money one time when they raise money. It puts it getting in waiting they call do I give me a wangi and it can show what they do. So I don't know, but this is what they're saying out there and then at the social media for say now that make them call them. But the way they do it, that's the thing, the way they do it, and that's the stuff. Is it being targeted? Some people and they say now XYZ, now this person calling name, now that person because they don't hold on the under WhatsApp because they don't fall apart. It's a beef between the drug dealers and all that kind of thing. And so now that make just I just they say I don't know. I cannot say waiting do then call him, but then call him for make it go show in business paper because he give loan to people. They just begin do an operation where they give loan to people for help them say when I can't pay me back, I try for developer help. Maybe he gets aspiration for run one day. I
Precisely.
don't
It
know.
could be
Yeah.
it could be that. It could be that. And my position is it's none of their business. Una na
Yeah.
police, una investigate the man. Una get ample evidence, una get basis for arrest him. But why when I ask me paper them for can show una how to conduct my business?
Yeah, because he said that on the
It's not a
video.
crime.
It was
You know?
the video there where the policeman and
I
they
don't
he
know if
asked
Mr.
them.
Cabo able pen and because me say I get an
Yeah,
idea
it don't
about
fan him. It
Mr.
don't fan him. It
I
don't.
Okay,
think we
It
get
okay.
don't
a
fan
call,
him.
Mr. Shillon.
Okay, may I
Are
just
you
Yeah.
take
taking
one
a
call?
call?
Make I take one call, then we can move forward on that. Hello, caller.
Yeah.
Please tell us the call from a written your question or statement or contribution or comment.
Now, good evening again from Leicester. This is Fully Mustafa. We don't enjoy the the program so much that an officer somebody called to the ball. Let me just give it a short one. Because I really, even Mr. Shilon just talk about the powers and the powers of the president or whatever. When I know say when any country want go before, I mean, move from the past from the one party state, they therefore take the sacrifice for reform the constitution. The time of the APC, they spend money for making reform this constitution. Marabio and cohorts, then we sit down, then they cry, say, oh, they know they try for do this, they know they do, they talk to they come to power. 6 years later, they operate the same with the same laws. And in carry them when they can talk, we are going to according to the laws. We even when they do this tripartite or whatever they call them, according to the law, because they know see the law only favor the president and the state, not for the citizens. So they will not touch that. They are comfortable. You see, all the things that we go through, so within the vice president talk, with the inefficiency of the ministers and everything, now because the presidents now they do everything and then get the power. This man we not just talk about, so this guy we go not to today SLPP supporters they don't make audio. If you don't come 1 month ago, he put out a statement, they cry out, say, let them protect her because he an innocent man, he dey do business, he dey employ people. But eventually, nothing no go hold so. The people that waiting for the other people that waiting be accused, they no hold them all. Because normally salon police, if they invite for somebody, then they go keep you and they look for the evidence. And I saw they don't do to this man at the guy.
Exactly.
But the other people left,
Yeah.
they don't go there, they say they don't get evidence. You see the thing, how the thing they go? That is why if salon one go before, we have to reform the laws. That's why we start. If you don't start from there, all this talk show now for nothing. Because at the end of the day, there is point by some people say according to paragraph 1 constitution, this that's what you say, and then they go according to them. They don't talk say about the president gets supreme executive authority. They would define that supreme executive authority. Even an Escoma night, they say use for sack the vice president. So these are all the things we get for the talk about for me they reform these laws. Sierra Leone will continue to be an ineffective state until the day will be make the. Let me just give this one example before I go away. Now Kenya, where they reform their laws, somewhere around 2010, they take most of the powers from the president. The president, this past election, 2022, he don't appoint all the judge them. They don't change it. If you say they work in the interest, when election time reach, they always support when Raila Odinga. Now he go na court. When he go na court, the judge wey for take over that case. Na him wife, na him dey. The man wey dey represent Raila, na him na him husband, na him marry am his second wife. But that second wife, he judge against his husband. He disgrace am publicly because he tell am say this court wey dey so not there for hearsay, we dey for evidence base. You see how they move forward? But we just dey one go before, we want to talk with the same things them. It's not possible. I just glad the fire for today. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa. I appreciate we always make constructive contribution. So as we say along that line there, we'll get for take matter serious because if we say the president not get the courage, even when he sees something wrong, the president get for realize it just on the broad scheme of things, he cannot live forever. He can't be president forever. So what is he going to do? Is he going to try for create some image for posterity, or he could just say, I mean the system spoil, I take advantage of him, I go left and spoil it even worse than I meet him. We say that the system, the president get too much power. I know to this president give himself all that power there. Now the one them before and give a president all that power there. And the one that will give the president all that power there, then do them because themselves be there with that cabal of that president, they would themselves they enjoy. They don't look at what is in the best interest of the country. And of course, the current president not be like waiting to go on because it was wrong. They were them in the craft and carve the laws there. But look how much damage they do. This thing, Mr. Fode Mustafa mentioned, about an Eskuruma use, which I think the constitution of the court calls the supreme authority of the president for firing vice presidents. Well, constitutionally, if you want to interpret that, you're not going to be a constitutional lawyer for no say the supreme law of the land and the constitution. Whatever supreme authority the president gets, the constitution supersedes that authority. The president cannot have an authority higher than the Supreme Court. I mean, the Constitution. Okay.
Thank you.
So when for come up with, to me, it's an insult by the court of the intelligence of the people. The court itself. Forget 3 judges who supposedly should have known better or even knew better to have made such a ridiculous decision that the president had the authority, whom they knew did not have any such authority, then get a reason why they ruled that favor and put the country in a big mess where this should have been their own history for posterity. It's shameful. And sometimes we should be touching on some of them judges here where they'll give some terrible rulings. This is not a one-man show. The judiciary has been complicit in some of them problems they are now would suffer. When Shaka Stephen go after Dr. Fonadem, he twists the system in SI Koroma, then twist the legal system to the point of ending up executing. They didn't even find these people guilty. There are many things they could have done. They could have driven them or banished them from the country. No. He executed, he killed them. Prominent, progressive, well-educated Sierra Leoneans. We get very short memory. So, there is so much, and this just continue to go on. It's about time we stop that. Let us turn the other way, because we see other African countries and they come around. And we hope to God we will see what in a young man at Senegal. Because they too have complained and complained and complained. So they say the taste of the pudding lies in the eating. Now they don't get power. Let's see how progressive or how useful, how much they will improve them people in their lives. Because, talk is cheap. When you're there on the outside looking in, you see so much wrongs. But when you come in, then you begin in fact, double down on which in the other one they better do, you be condemned. So we need forget. So we're not going anywhere unless we are willing to go back into the Constitution, either by modification or by amendments or by the courts taking in position seriously, and try for remedy the defects them. Like somebody say, I think Mr. Mustafa said that, and others say that, it could be just, with us a spin we wheel. And when you wheel the spill, it turn, but to go inside, you don't one place. So that's what will happen to us.
Yes, Mr. Shillong. I think Fadima, go ahead.
No, I think we have a phone call.
No, go ahead. No,
Okay.
there's not. There's not. Go ahead.
I say one more.
What
You can take.
thing I want to say?
Let me
just
take it.
make
No, hold
quick.
a
I
second.
think we have a phone call waiting.
Okay, hold a second.
But
Let's
let me
take that
just
call.
say this quickly, Mr. Shillong. Are you with me?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm with
sir.
you.
You see, we are having problems not because of the Constitution, but we they get problems in Sierra Leone because of we perceptions and beliefs. And most of these perceptions and beliefs are fueled by ignorance. Just like what I say, we not find out. Supreme authority. You as a lawyer, I believe say you are aware, say the first level of interpretation of any legal instrument, now the semantic interpretation. Supreme authority means the will or the power to be the final judge. Not so you for dictate waiting for me, but now they be the final judge. You are the arbiter. Something is wrong. You have the power to settle it. You cannot sack somebody and settle a dispute by sacking the person. If there is a dispute that needs to be addressed, if somebody do something wrong, you therefore openly examine all the reasons to make the person do this thing and take a decision. If even you get for sack him, let it be clear that it is for this reason that he has been sacked. In the case of Sam Sumana, we have never been given any reason why he was sacked. But supreme authority was used. Another give any support to that issue, not only business. Now they know side they meet up here in Fambul because an escromana in law. You understand? But I
Yeah.
look at the word supreme authority lies with the president. What does that mean? And I'm saying this categorically because I was part of that constitution formulating commission representing the teachers union. Supreme authority means when there is a dispute, when something cannot be concluded, they refer it to the president who comes with a final decision.
Now they cut
They
the
don't
case,
give the
in other
president
words.
power for appointing any Jack and Tom at his will.
Yeah.
It's a gross misinterpretation of that clause, and it comes out of ignorance.
Well,
Okay,
there
let
And
we
you
the
talk
go.
about
ignorance
the
is
one then.
exhibited by the judiciary. They have to
There you
Let
go.
be
we,
in a position
yeah.
to correct that.
So let we make up for them people that will not understand the supreme position of the president. Where all thing don't go, where they can go up to na for cut the case for say
Well,
oh na so
Yes,
or na
but
have
the
no
here's,
so
role of the
go left
paramount
or
chief.
go right.
well,
Yeah,
here's
so
my take.
that's why I
Here,
just want to
no,
let people
okay,
understand that.
that's true. And here's
Because
my
you know say
take.
that they listen to win a and they listen to win a free tongue. So I want
If I,
the people
Mohammed
there.
Shillon, had anything to do with that phraseology there, and if I, Mohammed Shillon, an American trained lawyer, had any contribution to have made then, I would have strenuously object to that phrase there because it contradicts the whole concept of the separation of powers. That's just phrase there. A president cannot be a supreme, it can be the supreme authority within the context of the executive. The boss man, but the boss man in any setting, the CEO of a company, he has supreme authority within that context there, in company. But your authority only lies within in company, you not get power to go sack somebody else elsewhere. But the president
Yeah.
cannot, you cannot even give a supreme authority because he's president for the country. It will get separation of power. That the authority lies, the decision of who has the supreme authority lies in the judiciary, not parliament, not the executive. This is not the error. Now we bookman them. The doctor this, the doctor that, the one that will go Cambridge. People like the Speaker of the House. Now then bookman and then don't create this problem. What would they go through now?
Adam,
Because the
Abbas
meddle,
Kudu, Abdullah Conte, and
well,
others.
yeah, exactly. The
Kebu
meddle in an
Bangu and
area,
others. They
the
doctored
meddle
the
in an area
original
that they
constitution
have,
that was presented. They
okay, because
doctored
the
it.
meddle,
I can
they
tell
don't get
you
the
for free.
courage. These guys did not have the courage to say, me not a constitutional lawyer, I don't know much about the constitution. So them figure say for write English, for go Cambridge and Oxford, that's all it
Would you
takes to
say
write a
the courage,
constitution.
would you say the courage, or they were selfish and their ego not
That's true.
allow them? Their
That's
egos
true.
did not allow them for say, you know what, I can this big past me. I studied law, but this lawyer, so you get people that were specialized for certain thing them, and constitutional lawyers are there. Now I make them go school, they learn the word they way for put inside there, way for separate everybody get your side, who side belong. Separation
Even
of
I
power.
will,
You get this
even
side,
I,
you
Mohammed
go.
Chilon, will have never volunteered
Yes,
or think of
yes,
myself that much as being capable
yes,
of writing the constitution
yes,
for Sierra Leone. If I was ever
yes.
offered that responsibility, I would have said, you know what? I know people them who are geniuses in that field. But we're not gonna encourage them. You get a PhD, you deceive people and for say you know everything. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. So all this problem will get
We
soon
have
out.
a caller, sir. Do you want
You
to
know?
take that call?
I will, yes, sir. Thank you very much. Hello, caller. Who's side you call from? And which thing are you say? Which thing are you take?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Shilon. Actually, I've been waiting for a while, but I enjoyed the discussion as well. No problem. Thanks,
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Jallo and Madam Fatima. Good to see you back. You
Yes.
always look beautiful. Anyway, welcome.
Is
You
it
know,
she? Yeah.
Listen,
Thank
we
you.
agree with all of you now they say as elderly people them. As elderly people them, we agree with all of our thoughts. Sheikh Stephen in time, some of you know ideas. Momo in time, yes, we get idea, but we see the trajectory because the world is moving. We agree say we don't do mistake. But if we say then draconian laws the way they operate, because Sheikh Stephen can maybe revenge based on which the history who they read about Magai or them Magai family or whatever. So that one party states are a mixture of everybody, Southeast, North, and this, they all come together and all rule this country. Because we know them buying a family, then this. So everybody mix up. We understand. We don't come up from that line there now. So if an Eskruma come, he sack some someone, I take an ECOWAS court and this, which was wrong. Because we don't get a judicial system who will stop the presidency, that was wrong. We don't move from there again. Because if we keep repeating, if we keep looking at all these bad things, people then come back, they carry, they go further. What it make Rwanda they don't change? The Hutu, they know they talk tribe themselves again, they don't condemn that because they look at the bad will be happen. So they go shy away from that so that they move forward. Now this government promised the people of Sierra Leone, so hoping that we will go further. With all the PhD people who them bring camp, with all what they analyze for we from the manifesto, the people let me get hope. Mr. Shilo, you just don't mention that. What's wrong with the constitution for me then change the time of census? The constitution says shall 10 years. Madam, you come say no, we need to have a midterm census because they have an agenda. What's wrong for me? We go back to PR system. Why would we go back to PR system? Where the people we waiting for vote. In fact, they even cancel local council election. It not happen again. First they get local council election before the general election. No, they bring come another local government minister. All of this. Look at the constitution. Say let us vote and let the votes count, and let them publish the votes. Did they publish the votes? No. So this is the thing. So we see that there are a lot of odd things where this government do compared to any other government. I can agree with you now for say yes. Before Sheikh Stephen will not be get a sense. Their momo in say but we are. But what we all the young one now, which we don't witness and now we talk about now. Because this man come again, he can't bring. We can't remember again. Look at the killing today. How many people in the exile from this government? When they announce the winning, we see the beating, the killing, and the court people in hand. Where they announce someone say they don't win. Imagine that for bringing country together. Now this Rwanda left palm, where the Hutu, the Tutsi, they drive the Hutus, then go exile. Paul Kagame, they all be the exile. Now can they come back, they amalgamate themselves, all the one who go exile. Uganda supports them, they can't fit. Now that to go for that country. Then. Check how many military people hierarchy they do across the border. Check how many civilians where they go and target across the border, they drive from their own country. Now we see this kind of thing they happen. Most won't be fair enough. That is not a good thing at all for a country. Because then people then they go sit on the outside world, then go train. Today we see how the West African nations, them Burkina Faso, they know they under military rule, Mali, and we see the Wagner group from Russia, then they did the train. What if they will bother there, then go join them people like go to Sankodu, they mobilize themselves, not to other war? We go for see this here. What that was that now government, because these are people where they pursue them for men and corner and country, based on bad politics. Now, this is for the emphasize on Mr. Shilo, Mr. Jallo, and Madam Fadima. What did happen today? We as young people, we know this really bad off. Now, the worst this. Me, I not ever see them kind clean there. Then they bury people. Even when after the war, we not see the situation people in dialect so now. But what they bring all of them drugs there? These are guys that we don't name, go no name na London na Holland. Now they buy them thing there, but drugs not to purpose they sell them. Now the power must get close relationship with the authorities. We don't talk this. So we know the justice talk about. We get people in the military when hierarchy people them, police officers them. When some of them now they will graduate, and then they work at the police officer. They know the leaders them. And then they don't then deal the year. Then just go after the poor people and go old and go shave the ear, go lock in a jail. All this law where this vice president they talk so now for the poor people they move for say no they see sun. The top one where they count, you know, they see sun. Now this will they see. We go for talk the fact. What did they happen today? For all sit down quietly. They say we now we know. We will not keep quiet and we not allow the person we don't know. For me can't tell the story and the story not go not to be true. It will cause problem in society. And I make we appreciate you now that they can't talk so. But me worry now is what did they go on now today? Because no one repeats again. They say this person they don't do socially they pass government, so for do back the same thing. No, now revenge. You know go bring good thing at the country.
Sorry, I think
Okay, Mr. Shillon, let just make a comment on what in this last speaker say. Right enough. Anywhere on earth where drug trafficking they take place, there are people in high offices that are involved. That's a fact. If they not be top police officers, then go be custom officers, then go be even ministers or something. That's a fact. We don't need for build hypothesis over that on what in the happen at Sierra Leone. If people they import chemicals for go make a dangerous drug from Europe to Sierra Leone, definitely that chemical where they go it must pass through the border point. And if you get for pass through the border point, people working in the border authorities know about it. Who are these people? These are the people we should be targeting to put this thing under control. The other side where he talk about revenge. In as much as he writes, say all the governments them don't come with revenge. I believe say part of the duty will make we the canaya, the moral duty will make some of we the canaya. Now for talk to the people them, let we go out of this revenge syndrome.
mentality, yeah.
Now I make us say the people of Sierra Leone for do more for take responsibility for their destiny. If politician can't tell you say go beat your brother because na SLPP or na APC, these are not the do am. Now my brother, what for beat am for party? If me wife be SLPP, me be APC, no mean say we not go sit down at the same house. As I told now, my wife na Christian. Would they live peacefully? It's democracy. Democracy begins in the home. Democracy begins in the community. If the people begin to democratize their minds and begin tell the politicians and say, no, we are not going to let goat by we nose go or by we own go. Let we self take decision now. We not go kill nobody for our sake. We all na Sierra Leonean. We all na brother and sister. I swear to God, this thing will reduce. Now the people then get for take that decision. But if they continue like this Malado issue, who are the people behind it? Maybe it's not the authorities. Maybe it's just people who are circulating within the circles of the SLPP, then get beef with them. Maybe they meet up on some deal or per woman business. People are so petty. They're so petty. Now, for that thing and they then can do some of these things. Sierra Leone is a country where you can be killed for $100 for no reason. Because the people don't want to take responsibility. So and then Mr. Shillon Ibrahim say go do this. You it's no, I not do am. I do am for please you. Talk so now, nobody know they lead me into anything. I can put $1 billion say go do this boy. I don't do am. It's not
but
within
on the
my
other
content.
side, on the other side, Mr. On the other side of the coin, sir, I agree because you get you day in that thing, you get the right ethics, you get the right social upbringing, you get down, they say, I know they sell me birthright for cocoa, but now that generation, they will go. Now that generation will they talk, this generation will they talk, but now the broken men and women of that world, the forgotten generation, they don't become adults. A lot of these, they're in their 30s, kind of thing like that, going to 40s, and then people them around that in the 50s, we witness the war, we go through trauma and all that kind of thing. And let we look at so the socio-economic standard of those people. They sell their bath for kokwebe. Like how you say they go can give you $100 for go lie for you person, for go beat you person. Then they take and because they look at the survival that I get for eat today and this na me own eat what they eat. So they see these people as God. So then people yeah where they rule they always they hold we down. They always hold the masses down for let them depend on them. Their livelihood depends on them. They go there. If na me party then a power, I will eat something. And that's the mentality we they try for win them. Let them be free thinkers. Let them able for no say. Listen, this thing here, so we get for commot, we get for shipped with self. And but how do you do that when somebody cannot provide himself a meal a day? How do you do that in that kind of environment, in that kind of country, in that kind of thing? So that's another factor we will make that stuff they continue until we begin for think for ourselves, until we begin for get caught, until we begin for empower ourselves as people. It's gonna take a long
Well,
time for that, but
Fadima,
it can always
Fadima,
be done. It can be done. It can
Fadima,
be done.
that's
Yes,
an
sir.
assignment for you. The question you have raised is an assignment for you. I'll give you that assignment as a woman
Yes,
because
sir.
women are mostly trusted. Start a
Okay.
campaign for us to begin to raise funds in the diaspora. Let we identify groups them in Sierra Leone who go able to help.
Okay. Makes sense.
Now we get people in
Make
Sierra Leone that we can trust. We supervise them, say, do this for this group, do this for this group. Get small enterprises for them. Let we youth them begin get something for do. If the one way the election they do, allow begin do, and not so because we want power. I mean, let nobody not think say
oh
I
no no
want
no no
power.
no. Ooh.
I know they look for that. I don't pass the.
Yes,
If
sir.
I go Salona, they go sit down at my village, they plant casada. That will give me time to use my energy and live a little bit younger. You understand?
Yes, sir. It gives you
But
long
let we
life.
find a way because then say dry dog sweet for it, but what in we go eat say the meat dry.
The dog dry. Yeah. Waiting go tell the dog dry. Yes, sir.
So now begin think about that. That's an assignment for you.
Okay.
That's a group of people. Let's see how we can begin to raise funds and begin do something on a small scale.
Okay.
Because I'll pay you for free. If we don't begin to look at these practical solutions, we go talk from now
Let
to thy
also.
kingdom come, it go
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
worse.
In our own little ways, we get for bring the change and help. And like
Yeah.
I go free tongue. The last time I go free tongue, I meet a bunch of boys now. I get the picture them, but I never put them out there for talk about it. I do it out of love, out of humanity. I get a set of boys who I meet na tag green ferry. When they come on longer, they come with inside the ferry. I say, why would I not go school? It was school hours. They say they not get school. What do they do? Then they go and fend aluminium all day. These are young boys that have no hope. There was no future, right? And I go there, I say, okay, what do you want to do? Why not they go school? They say their mama, even though not free education, but their mama not able to buy uniform for them. They not their mama not able to buy thing them give them lunch money for go school. Outside they leave na bombe. Okay? They leave na bombe. And I say, okay, it was 5 of them at that time. And I say, okay, this is what you need to do. I said, on vacation we come. I said, but I go give una my number. Una no get phone. But tomorrow una call me. I go come. I promise you I go come. Me and my cousin they now been there. 8 o'clock in the morning, then bobody they don't call me. I say, hey boy, I dip and sleep. I no wake it. It was 10 in the afternoon, like towards 3. They keep calling me, then they lend people their phone for call me. Then begin tell them, mama, them program don't come for week. I said, this is not program. This is just a siuna. I want for help una. I raise my hand to God. I get picture then on my phone. I go send her if technical team get time. He go put some of the picture there. I raise my hand to God. It was 5 of them. Then 2 more come on board, make 7. Right now I have 6 of them. Every month we take care of them. St. Teresa School. Anybody within a Sierra Leone, when I go St. Teresa School, when I go to the principal, Mr. Kote, the head teacher, let it tell you now. We try for make them, for let them get something, just for help them, for give them hope. Every single one of them, except one, fell out because they don't begin to take Kush. They don't know side they now safe, so they don't die. We don't know, we not sabi. But these kids live in Bome. What do? We give mattress to the school, then get classroom day. We give mattress, my sister we get all mattress, then put on there for them so that they go to sleep at the school. The teacher then they pull their uniform, then they waiting and call them because they can't go to Bome, then go thief them. Then they pull their uniform, then change, then they eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. This is what you do for humanity. We're not a do them for show. We're not a do them for Allah. We're not a do them for clout. We're a do them out of love of God. And these kids love school. Then at the school day, the reason why these are the things that their parents cannot afford. The simple something for make the Peking go school out and go then at school. We go continue forget them problem then our society. We go
And these
continue
are the
forget the
kids, when they
problems
get
of the society.
frustrated, they easily go to drugs.
Yes, they go to
These are the
drugs.
kids, when they get
Then they lost the
frustrated, they
drugs.
easily go to drugs.
Some of these are good kids. It's just that the situation where they find themselves, all they need is somebody to show them they care. All they need is somebody for sure say, I care, I waiting and call, it is done. This Christmas way pass so, it can 4 of the boys then go upline, the other one not be well. It can them 4 in village. We pay for them here, my cousin. We pay transportation. They had fun. Then a river. Then a farm. Then a stuff. What then they can then give them gari, then give them coal, then give them casada, then give them tin them, then gladdy because it's like something you showing them the other side of life that people care. Not how money we get, but a little bit that we have, we share. We're not on me family, they are not sabi them for nothing. I just meet them and the thing of God can't inside me, we do what we do. So we all can do and we only to well for help without expecting nothing in return. Nothing in return. To help build humanity, to help live a better life, for make them able to live a better life and try for clean the life and give them hope. That's all we do. To the battered brother, to the battered sister in the corner, the abused one, the druggie on the corner, just give them hope. Say, I'm here, somebody cares. That's why we give. We're not a give because we get to. We're not a give because we gently. We share the little bits that we have for give hope to somebody else. Because the government not able to do all things. That they own for sure. The government get your own side. But we the people too get our own side. Because now that they me born meat, me granny they take it, they give to poor picking them. Now that's with born meat. That's what they were doing. Middle class, everybody was helping everybody. And then we get a better society. But now, like what that young man say, the right now, how to fix the problem right now. We know the solution. If we can all come together, we can do it. We can do it. Exactly. We can help. Exactly. We can give that light. We can light that light for that person. That lost soul, we can do that. Yeah. I pass them back to you. I think when I get a phone call, Mr. Shilon, I don't know if you can
Well, there are some comments. Hello, caller. Can you tell us where you're calling from, or tell who side you call from? Hello, caller. Who side you call from? Hello, caller. Who side you call from? All right, while we wait for the caller, 2-3 comments were coming through very rapidly. Some of them I make note of. In fact, somebody called me. I can always get calls or some people and say, then they watch me from the interior of the country. So somebody
from Kenema.
Yeah, from Kenema, which is kind of impressive. Hello, caller. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah. I tell you, I thank you for the program.
You're quite welcome.
I don't listen for over an hour or more, but Waiting me they say, waiting they happen right now. Now the world, not, I mean, we talk about we country, but not to we country no more. All over the world, live in Nigeria. Yeah, you go say maybe we better. As I tell in a good versus evil, the world, it is in transition position right now. And Africa, they na a crossroad. Now I make if we talk about the Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali right now. God know what's in the happen. God come back for take this earth, although we they call am wall. Now the heaven and earth God create, not to the wall. And when the devil comes, so everything change. So this devil be not the rule from since he come down here for thousand years. But this time God ready for put step, as the Bible said, before the coming of Jesus Christ. So now the Armageddon with the so waiting the Matthew 24 tell we. Another passage them. Revelation tell we. Now they happen right now. So all the waiting they happen in Africa, so now since the Berlin Wall, where then go shape Africa. So we the Anglophone them, we then put we in a system where we not been a suffer. But they no say no matter where we come out and get we independent or whatever, we not able to stand by ourselves. We will get for go back to them. The Francophone, that means they strain past we. Because can you imagine you get all the resources? Somebody can colonize you, say, but you're not able to control the money where they get. So me go to keep them for you. So now that been the happen all along. So now I make God focus on their side and they force for clean day. Africa not go ever come to one if we not come together. The East, West, North and South. Until we come together. One country not go able to develop, neither two countries by themselves. Now the step Mali, they not start, so Mali, Niger, and everything. And the ECOWAS where we form. They want the away colonize, we get big goal where them in the play day. So now I make, if that side they not dissolve. And like what too, they do that, go that, come that, go that, kind of for nothing at the same thing. Because since the United Nations, when they form, they say human rights, not to God right. The people they don't die. It passed the term before they form human rights. If we talk about democracy, I don't know how democracy work. Because Yahweh they win a United States. We go say father of democracy, then the modern are the Satan, when a devil. We start from the Garden of Eden. Now they start. And are the Cain descendants them. Now they may not the rule for decades. But in time, another fight again. With the head for the Red Sea. Just like where God been destroying people them, he sent an edit for 400 years. But we pardon and now he received them. So waiting they go on so right now, we get for pray and fast. Nothing not get for change them unless we come out of the system.
Okay, I think the machine door cut them off. Well, with the approach, thank you very much, Kola. We appreciate your contribution. We appreciate it. Like we say, we like people for their different views, and we want people to
I
feel free.
will agree with this scholar 50%, but not on the religious side. We are going through a transition period.
I don't even want to argue religion with him. Yeah.
No, I'm not arguing. I say we go through a transition period. That's a fact. We have to recognize it. We have to be mentally prepared for it. And I believe say some of the things that they discuss now, the solutions therefore they at par with that transition. It's a fact. The earth is going through transition. Look at Europe, look at America. The population don't old. We get young population in Africa. That alone, they tell we say we are in transition. But instead of we focus on building the human resource for use them for rice, what are we doing? Giving them drugs. So we get to pay attention. Now make I say I agree with 50%. The population of the Northern Hemisphere countries, they are very old now. Mr. Shillon, me and you know. Inside America now age group them boku. Where can Europe now age group them boku. But Africa and the Southern Hemisphere countries, they get younger people. So this is the time they should organize themselves and rise. And that's why some of us are talking. We are talking because we want to raise the awareness level, say, you can rise. Yes, if we go by the last speaker, it's the will of God. God does not walk through his voice. He comes through people. Maybe that's why some of us are talking, to raise that awareness. We will get there. As my sister Fadima say, we get the hope. We not dey talk because we don't lose hope. We are still hopeful. And we believe so we can implement some of the things, if not all of it, that we are discussing here.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Fadima, thank you very much. Mr. Jallo Jamboria, thank you, audience, for listening and contributing. But you know, all good things must come to an end. One for make we still in the month of Ramadan, we get some our producer get for record fast, all the children will get for again time. So with that said, and without put ample time in the discussion, it's a very interesting discussion, and we can go on for another 2-3 hours. So I hope we don't learn from each other. I don't know how to thank Ms. Fadima. I don't know how to thank Mr. Jamboria for the wonderful contribution as always. So, but we've reached the end of the show. From Neon's side, until next week, I say good night, goodbye. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Fadima and Mr. Jamboria. Let them say the closing statement or whatever they get to say.
Well, me people there, we don't talk. Like I would say, we not go tire for talk. We will continue for talk because we want to bring awareness to the people. We want to put pressure on the government, and then we want to lay change Kana Salon. Because like I say, Bokupa we were Sidoya, so we not get nothing what would the benefits, but it will give you the satisfaction that you have done something where you look back at, you know, the actualization, self-actualization in life. You look back, say, wow, I did a good job. I made that change. I did that thing. You know, I try for do my best I can do for help humanity and for left a good thing to humanity. So till next week we will continue for talk like how they say maybe I go day, maybe I not go day. Like I say, small at the camp because I get myself together mentally. Sometimes it's so exhausting for be here. With the sacrifice, with the ghee, we want the government for do more, and we go continue for all them for do more. We they continue for help the people them. You know, try for educate them, mama them, try for teach them, mama they how for you know the picking they will not dip and cushion, how forget the sign them for they will go begin do radio show them, radio talk and TV show for they will begin show the people them how una get the signs. What you would miss as comrade them? What you would it's not easy. We don't want to lose our children to drugs. We don't want to lose our children to gang. We don't need to prostitution and all that kind of stuff. Then the government not get better thing. But like how Mr. Jamboria say, it go put we the woman them before. It don't put me before. You know, I go do my best. I try. I will get a women them where we go able to see what thing we go do for help for give back to the country. God don't bless we within a desire. God don't bless we don't get knowledge. We share with knowledge because when you get knowledge, you get power. And what would they try for help? Would they try for build with people in back because they are broken, they are lost, they're just hopeless, they're suffering in silence. Nobody know the way they talk. You know, so we get for sure and say, una self get power, una self get voice. But small then go come to Usai, then get for reach on a gradually. And we say go try for put more together, we try for help, we try for make, we say, hey, this na Sierra Leone and then at the diaspora, na Combrade Lekuna na the diaspora, we feel una pain, what's una want do, because we get for pick the one them way they were ready for do something. The one that when not reach that side they to get for cooks and they reach that side they will go able give them, because some of them if you teach them how to fish they're ready to go fish, but some picking them just like temperament of picking. Where picking small, you get 2-3 picking, you get the one where it go for them as if for them they grab, and they look it makes you dusting but they grab. You get the other one, they go sit down, they cry small, where somebody nobody know they look, he go grab for himself, he go cry small. The other way no cry to. The other way go sit down, they take passports in car esa komot, passports in car epam, different temperaments of people. So we all not a one, we know that. We all not get for B1, we all not get for dinner the same understanding level. But if we help we serve, we go reach USA for reach. So till next time back way I will come. We go can join more. We will continue for talk. We will continue to talk the Voice of Salo Radio. We will continue for talk. We will continue for make the noise, because God don't give it the mouth for talk. Like our brother say, God don't give it the mouth for talk, and we go talk. Say at least we not me like I can say I dey criticize with love. I know they criticize for put you down, but they criticize for let change come, make us speak to your conscience, which you they do in all right. So till next week, I love you all. To all my Muslim brother and sister, them who all the way will find close, let the Almighty Allah accept with prayers, accept with sacrifice, and accept the intention of the obeying of the pillar of Islam. So let God bless we all. Ramadan Mubarak, Ramadan Karim to everybody. God bless we to the Easters, them that like we said last week. He has risen for bringing salvation to the world. So we are all part of it. We are all doing our own part in our own little way. I love you all. And remember, God is love. Fadima, till next time, I'll talk to you again.
Mr. Jamboree.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Fatima. Thank you, we technical man, Mr. Kago. To the people of Sierra Leone, I say, I go remember Salako Maxwell. Where been they say, Kapu sense, not Kapu word.
No Kapu word. Yes, sir.
Today, Salon people with a Kapu word too much. All man in a social media, they talk. Do ya? Una law begin Kapu sense now. A big Bilemungoi, Bundesha. Mamutong, Afumami. Mainutong. Law begin Kapu sense now. The power, now we get them. Not all tempers will go in fat. We don't pass day. We begin think now, say, okay, that's why they elect. Now we put them there. Now we tell them what for do. Let them do what you want, let them do. We Muslim fumble them. Let God make una get the blessings of this month where una don't keep fast. Because they pray they can't just now. Ramadan Mubarak. We Christian fumble them. We just don't celebrate Easter. Then say Christ been died for we sins. Not so. Some of us are ready to die for your sins, but not that physical death. Now the intellectual death. Now begin think now. Let we wake up. Let we wake up from that death oh deeper. Because now that's now we problem. Until we meet again, una thank you for listening to the nonsense where they talk. And una make sense out of the nonsense. Do ya? Una good night, una goodbye, una good afternoon.
Goodbye. I love you all.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good show.
We have 37 cases waiting for the law courts to take verdict, and then it will be disheartening to know that some of these people, some of these perpetrators, you can still see them on the street of Freetown roaming about. So it's high time for us to see how best we can get all of those in charge for us to have a discussion on this. So this will leave me again with 4 major things I think we must be discussing again. One that has to do with institutional collaboration. Because for me at the port, we'll do catch, hand it over to Tuku, and then it's in the hands of Toku and police for them to do the rest. And then police will take them to court. It will be in the hands of the judiciary for them to do their own bits. But if we fail to understand the role of different institutions, and then the blame always come down again to some others that they think they are not involved, then we are missing the whole point. Secondly, we should hold those in charge responsible. We're having a lot of them in this country roaming about without doing anything to them.
I see a whole lot of policemen. They come for invite me. I don't know why. I don't know the problem, but I see they want one truck of vehicle. They say they want to see me. I don't know what are the problem. So as soon as I can see, these are the things they can invite me. I don't know why.
I go left.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Wale report now. My regional headquarters are Lumley.
Any problem, sir?
Yes, sir. You dey operate a company. Go to company, document everything. Yeah? You go explain yourself better.
Okay, I'll call them.
Yeah, come them.
Okay.
Come the company because no one will make a two. I see.
Yeah, no, but
you want go explain?
No, I can begin and can now.
Well, I'll wait for you now.
Okay. As I can see, a whole lot of police officers there. Holding time. So I see that. Now, the real tactical, look at the outside. Yeah, no. Okay. If I look the building, I mean, you know the building. Straight up account to me again. I think I took it. I don't want to lie you. Guys, whatever. I will not follow. So if I may ask a question, sir, is this a warrant of arrest or waiting on an invitation? It's on record, though, non-official or anything. Yeah, law no say it's on record. I wonder if this one account a warrant.
Go and explain yourself.
No, I wonder if the warrant or not just invitation, sir.
Warrant to the boat.
So invitation?
Yes.
You know, I have a can now.
Why not? We'll talk with the AIG.
I believe that invitation. When the terminal say once you when you come. Now I want to know for me a very busy man and I will consult me lawyer and all Monday. Is that not so, sir?
I'll make a simple.
Yes, I'll be simple.
Documents.
Yeah, but ask me, but I forget time why they come. If not a warrant. Now warrant then they ask you question.
Okay, you don't arrest no office.
No, you don't arrest.
Warrant? Arrest?
Police guy for talking.
No, let me get that question because I'm not the police.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
Take me off.
All right.
With tens of thousands at Bondi, the cowardly offender could easily get lost in the crowd. Police take up the chase. A man has punched